Yo, it's so funny because the first thing he says, your mic on? It's like big cats.
Tune into Lyrical Fix Podcast with
Kid Pro.
Sade.
Val.
And this is episode 13.
What's going
episode
on?
13.
The big 1-3. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing? And we're joined today, special guest. Didn't even know his head's going to make time for us today. when they get Aries.
He'll hop in the shot.
You know what I mean?
Yo, watch
He's
out
out
with
here
the
doing his
coffee
thing.
real quick.
No, the coffee's already.
Oh, it's empty? All right,
Yeah.
so that's fine.
So, for anyone that's seen the videos, we're shooting from a different location today. That's not the greenhouse and it's not the VFW.
It's my house.
Yeah,
Mama
yeah,
Bear the
yeah.
Plug's
So
house.
shout out to Mama Bear the Plug for hosting today.
It's La Sala Sesh.
The Sala Sesh.
Sesh.
I
I like
it.
that. That's what's up.
Oh, bam, title.
The Sala Sesh?
We're not even 2 minutes
Whoa.
on title.
To be
My
honest,
guy.
Look at you.
To be honest, I just want to say that when you guys were texting me on the group chat about this episode and how you were calling it Sala, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be, as I was texting, it's going to be a Sala Sesh. It's going to be a Sala Sesh.
Sala Sesh.
So I was like, yep, that's going to be the name. I'm not going to mention it until we get to the episode. So here we are. And there it is.
La Sala.
So,
The Sala
yeah,
Sesh.
what's up?
All right.
I like
fuck
that.
I like the Sala Sesh.
That's what it is. All right. So
That's a good one.
So it's gonna be a good episode. We're gonna be talking on some good stuff and what's been going on for the week. So whoever wants to start first on that.
are we doing that? That's how you bringing it in?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. Hype it up. Till we get it in. All right. Well, fuck it. All right. Let me just go with my week. My week was pretty regular from when we last met. I did, except for Check It this past Thursday,
Hello.
which was phenomenal again. I got to see a couple new artists, which is always dope, some rookies. And then, of course, the vets came in strong. Shout out to everybody that was there and did their thing, man. I got to meet new people and got to connect.
Okay,
There was a dude that gave me Joel Ortiz vibes right off the bat.
Ray Pearson.
Yeah, shout out to
man.
him, man. Yo,
That shit
very
was
dope. I think his Instagram is It's Ray Pearson, Pearson for Pearson
And
Park.
Ray Pearson is a
From what I saw on the Instagram, look Puerto Rican.
no. I'm saying
What?
like, is he a rapper? I'm not trying to know his ethnicity, honey. I'm just trying to know.
It just caught me too. I was just like, wait, what?
My bad.
I'm just trying to know his craft, boo.
When I said he gave me Joel Ortiz vibes, you probably would have been like, does that mean looks or abilities and shit? No, rapping.
Oh, okay, so he's a hip hop artist.
Yes,
Okay.
he's a hip hop artist, yes.
Okay.
And from what I saw on Instagram, Puerto Rican, I would assume. But very dope dude. Did 2 songs. Well, everybody does 2 songs, and just killed it, man. And there was another dude. I didn't get his exact name, but his Instagram name is Grand. The dude that went first, glasses.
Oh, she is my grand life.
She's my grand life. Okay,
Yeah,
there you
or
go.
something like that.
Yeah. Him also, very unique guy came in, and I got to talk to him a little bit after during the break. It was dope. New people, man. New talent.
Yeah, this show was probably like the most.
Crazy. The most new acts, which was great, man.
That was
'cause that's
such
what you
and
want
I-
at
and
these
I was-
showcases.
Yeah, because one dropped out early because they all, and it's funny, all the new acts were like the very first ones besides you two.
Right.
And then I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was all the new acts that came in.
It was another successful night. Music was crazy. LB the Great closed out the show.
That was such,
The energy was wild.
Yeah, because she works during, like, I know she worked during the day, so I'm like, all right, I already know she's gonna come in late. Like, it's cool. Like, it's usually like after like 9:30.
Yeah.
And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, ooh, waterfall to close out the show.
Yeah, that's
Like,
which
yes.
is amazing.
Which
Her
technically
energy alone.
she didn't even close it out with that. She closed it out with the other
No,
joint.
it was the other way around. Yeah.
The Queen's Anthem.
No,
up
she
there?
didn't even. Yeah,
It
you're
was
right.
Queen's Anthem.
Yeah.
She was like,
Audio
what's
Mac and
happening
SoundCloud.
now? Who's the baddest bitch?
Word. Was
I was
happening
like,
that?
okay,
Yeah. Just kill that
I was
shit.
like,
And then Johnson, the best part of that night, Johnson sold out Villa, and then who else was it on the side next to Juvie
Trip?
by the door, and Trip.
Take-
No, Trill. I
Yeah.
said Trip.
Trip. Okay.
Yeah, no, Trip was dancing. He was fucking.
Trill. It was Trill.
Yeah, it was Trill. I didn't even get to say happy birthday to Trip because midnight. That was when his birthday hit. His birthday's Friday. So, but yeah, he was gone. He was lit the entire night trip. And it was just funny to see him like not quiet.
Yeah, because he usually
He was
is.
quiet
That's
for all
his
of like
demeanor,
5 minutes. Yeah.
But then when he gets to having a good time and he's comfortable, like he really, shows personality.
all
It's a
family
great,
there.
exactly. It's all fam.
It was all family.
Who I found interesting in the show, because we were in the check it, all
Mm-hmm.
of us, was the wrestling drummer.
Oh yeah, Jack
another
WD.
dude. Yeah, Jack
That's
I
his-
WD.
found
yeah.
him, different angle all around.
The metal rapper. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I respect about him was the showmanship. Like he started his set where he just sat down in Indian style, and because he's a wrestling fan,
Right.
wrestling fans understand that's like the like CM Punk pipe bomb segment stance. It's kind of like a big thing in the wrestling world. So a wrestling fan will peep that, and like, so for me as a wrestling fan and MC, like I appreciate the showmanship, the stage presence, because right off the bat he came in with not only like a half Phantom of the Opera mask, but he sat down and just talked to you. Then he, on his second track, he pulled out on some show and tell shit. He pulled out a cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he brought out some gold medals, or
Right.
excuse me, silver and bronze medals. He stated that he didn't win any gold, but he's trying to win the gold. But his cruiserweight title, no one's beating him. So apparently he still wrestles like Greco-Roman, not professional wrestling. But no one's taking his belt. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of gimmicky. I can see how people can see that, but to me, like, it helped.
The relay that what he was trying to say.
Thank
as well.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
So that
Also
was
come
pretty dope,
across,
too.
because the lyric came across what he was trying to say as well on the second half of the song, and the way he introduced it was that way, by taking out the belt, as what you were saying, and displaying it to the
That's what I'm
crowd.
saying, yeah.
Exactly. Like, I feel the same exact way.
That was dope. And the whole rock, rap, metal rap thing, it's tough to hear that like clear.
Yeah.
There was a couple, like, because he said the name of the song was Cage Match. So only part I heard was at the end where he's like, you can't escape in the cage match. And I was singing that over. But the rest of it is hard. Like, you really got to like listen.
Yeah,
Right, because
you have
it's
to.
Hard to catch
his
it.
the thing that I found interesting was that he was metal hip hop, which was a different.
Yeah, it's metal. Yeah, metal and rap,
That's
which is
it.
dope. Yeah.
So
I get
it caught my ear. I was like, okay, I was just listening to the instrumental and the track, and like what basically was put in it as a music pop, head. I just was listening to like the instrumentals and seeing what they how they meshed. That's it.
No, yeah.
I wasn't even. Sometimes I was listening to the lyrics in and out, and I was kind of seeing how these two genres kind of mixed together. That's where I was looking.
I mean,
at
it's been done before. I mean, it
yeah,
works.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah.
It works. Yeah. My thing is just, sometimes it's just not, you can't get a clear sound of the lyrics.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like I said, I'm always big on lyrics. I want to hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then with these rock niggas, they get into that talking shit like that. It be getting wild sometimes. So
Yeah.
that to me was like, But other than that, he killed his fucking performance.
Yeah.
Thought he was
No,
dope.
I liked his confidence
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh hell yeah, confidence out the
I
roof.
like the confidence. The
Yeah.
confidence was definitely.
Second song for me stood out more, even though the first one had that metal rap shit. So I fuck with that either way. So shout out to him. And yeah, man, it was great. Was there Cody Ryan as well? He did last month too for Check It.
Yeah.
He killed his shit.
No, Cody Wright. This was his first time at Thingy.
Are you sure? I could have swore he was there last month.
Was he?
Oh, never mind. I saw him at
No.
Mad Minds.
No. It was another show you guys
I
seen
saw
him
him.
at.
I saw him at Mad Minds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which might as well get into that. So the next night, so Check It was great. Shout out to everybody there. The next night I did Mad Minds, which was last night.
Yeah.
That was in Boonton. Shout out to Turkish Royale and Rightful Disciple. It was the second time over at Boon Tunes because they did one the month prior. I did the open mic. This time I was a featured artist. And yo, let me tell you, man, these young niggas, man.
What happened?
I don't know, bro.
Go ahead.
Like, there's something about these young niggas out here. Like, for some reason or another, the vibe, the energy was off. Like, people were saying it too, like, the whole night. Yo, the energy is kind of off. It's kind of weird
so
out
fucking
here.
Weird. Yeah.
It's weird. People ain't jumping. Like, I saw dudes that were crazy that always put on a great show that just couldn't get the crowd to work. And sometimes it be like that. Sometimes these are cool kids. Sometimes they just tired. Maybe it was late. There wasn't really any selection for food because there was no bar there.
So there was a lot of people that just,
And it's cold. It could be like any one of those factors or something completely different.
Yeah.
So sometimes it just be like that. And I did my set and talked a bunch of shit in between. Got pretty animated when talking. and just had a good time. So shout out to them.
Pretty animated.
At one point, I
Like
got
Red
on some
Hulk
entrepreneur shit.
animated.
Kind of, yeah, in a way, yeah. Manny, I don't know if it's fucking filmed or something, but
Most likely.
I was one point where I was talking like a wrestler.
Yeah.
I was telling people, I was like, "Where are my entrepreneurs at?" And people was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I just did my first fucking music video and put it on YouTube using just a camera phone. I didn't want to pay for no camera guy. I didn't want to wait on nobody. I did it myself, nigga. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do it by yourself. Listen here, brother." Like, I got like into that mode. Everybody was like, "Damn." And Manny, who was with me, he said the same shit. Like, nigga, you went in on some professional wrestler type shit. Don't let anybody ever tell you can't do it.
Wait, we gotta ask him if he caught it. I have to see
No, because he was on stage with me. He didn't catch it.
Oh, damn.
I don't think his girl did either.
I was about
But
to
his
say,
wife
did
did.
she? Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah.
God damn it, wifey.
Don't you ever let anybody, like, I've accentuated ever let anybody. Ever.
Oh, that's just fucking great.
But yeah, so I went in just like, because after a point it's like, and then I did acapella of the rap shit of the video of my verse, and it's just like sometimes, man, these crowds, they just want to hear somebody that just jumps. Some crowds want to hear bars.
They don't want to hear rap.
They don't want to hear rap, which is cool. But this crowd, for some reason or another, although it was a great looking crowd and it was whatever, they just wasn't feeling. They wasn't jumping. They just, you had to force a mosh pit on them. Sometimes it'd be like that. And when it wasn't like it was just all artists. It was artists and friends, supporters, and people that just came to chill and shit. But for some reason or another, for whatever reason, no matter who it wasn't really getting people moving.
You know what I'm starting to notice? That a lot of these music people that are in the hip hop industry are just putting literally the beat, and it's catching and intriguing to the ear, and they just space a lot before they flow or before they go on to a rap. So I think that's what people now want to gravitate to.
They're more concerned on the beat.
Yeah.
They're more concerned on the beat, and if the beat pulls them, and then on top of that, if the message of what you're saying is short and simple, and just the beat goes with it too, and you're just like, I hear the climax. So that's what I'm starting to realize by everything that I've been listening to in the hip hop industry as far as current.
And this is no shade to anybody that performed.
Everybody's just been up there.
Yeah.
Like to Pimp a Butterfly, that's one thing that I've noticed that's made me feel. And I'm like, yo, this shit's lit. And it's because, there's the part where it goes completely silent as they're going, bam, 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 like loud as fuck, to completely silent, like, I don't talk about it, be about it. And you're just like,
because Kendrick knows he wants
dynamics.
I want you to hear these words, like, specifically.
Yes.
So I'm gonna dumb it, not even dumb it down. I'm gonna lower the volume so you can hear me, and then when the volume is up high, that's when he kind of dumbs it down, because he knows, like, I'm not wasting my breath on, like, during these parts when you're just really listening to the beat, kind of thing. And then he'll slide, like, lyrics
whatever,
here and there,
and also these artists, and this is what I've been taught in dance too, is to feel whatever that emotion comes out to you, and to also like like listen to a color or express to a color in your head of what it makes you feel, and it gives you red or anger, and that's what you want to express in a song. Put that into your song, and put that into your beat, and then see what comes out of it. Like, in a sense, like, it's weird, but at the end of the day, you can definitely sense that that's definitely a part of it and influences it. So I feel like Drake, all these other artists right now are doing that, and that's what I guess the audience is more keen to having an ear to. They're just captivated by the beat as well, from the beginning. Yeah, and then once you start lyrics, they'll be like listening. Because you already caught them with the beat.
Yeah, I was hoping that's what it was. It didn't seem that way last night. Like, it doesn't matter what I said.
Mainstream has conditioned them to listen to the beat.
Yeah.
And they're also, and record labels are trying to chase what the listeners want. So it's not really what the artists are dictating to them. It's what the listeners, the casual fans most of the time, are dictating. And that's how mainstream is formed. And then you have Drake, you have Kendrick, where they know how to play with that ear for the casual fan, so they'll have like hype shit and then they'll like bring it down, so it's like, no, I want you to hear me. then I'm gonna give you your hype shit, but I want you to hear me. And that's rare. But like for new artists, especially with the young kids that you had that night, they just want to hear one thing and that's it.
Yeah, and I can't blame them for like wanting to jump around and go crazy and do shit like that. I get it. It's a new type of sound and shit.
Yeah.
But, and it goes back to my point, the crowd just wasn't feeling anything for whatever reason.
But what
at
if
all.
it's not about jumping around and going crazy? What if it's just about having an intriguing sound, but it's a simple beat?
Yeah, but we're talking about casual fans.
Yeah, just casual fans. Either way, just my thing is sometimes the crowd just isn't feeling it no matter what you are, because there was different types of styles.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I'm just about like that bars guy and I'm just about bringing lyrics, there was dudes that was bringing energy that still weren't getting the people moving.
But you bring bars and energy.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to.
Yeah,
we're
we're
not
not
mix
saying
of both.
anything.
You have
about
a mix of
you.
both.
Yeah.
But
I'm not jumping out the gym type of shit. Like.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying, like, what audience are we talking about here? What ages? Like teens?
Young.
This was a young 20s audience. Young 20s.
Okay.
Early 20s, yeah.
Early 20s, like in college, fresh out of college.
So you're talking like SoundCloud beginner listeners and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. And it was a good, like, a lot of people in there. And at the venue, it's like very narrow. So everybody that's in there, like, it's kind of squeezed in. So aesthetically, it looks fucking dope. You know, they got a little lighting system and they got a projector and shit. So, you know, it's pretty dope. And so everybody in there, it's pretty cool. Sound system is dope. Drew V's performed there mad times. He wasn't there last night, but shout out to the drummer.
True V.
And it was cool. Good environment, you know. Had to get to the bathroom, though. It's backstage, so I got to, like, go on stage and then go to the back, slide around the back just to get to the bathroom. That shit's always awkward. I have to wait till somebody's done performing and just
Oh no, that's
sneak
weird.
in.
I thought the weirdest bathroom situation I had was my T-neck venue. That one was probably like my favorite out of all of the venues I've had. But the bathroom, bro, like I had two, they're unisex, 2 bathrooms, but they were right where like I would set tables. Like so I was like, okay, so let me make a path so if there's a line. But then as soon as you open the door, I kept hitting people because they're just standing there watching, like the stage. But I kept hitting, like, it's like, okay. Like, to leave the bathroom, you're kind of knocking on the door. You're just like, is anybody there? Okay, cool. I can open the door? Cool.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, that was the only thing I hated about that one. But that's where I had the TVs and shit like that. There was a fucking brick wall. I was like, yes. Yeah. I miss that venue.
That was another thing that, at this spot, man. It wasn't even that I was just older than most of these niggas in there by a couple years. But these niggas was also taller than me. I ain't never felt so motherfucking short in my life. These are just rapping niggas. But these niggas is tall. I'm like, shit. I'm like, these niggas is younger and taller. I ain't shit in here.
Damn.
God damn. But, yo, shout out to other people that was in there, too. Like, I ran into Conscious and Motto from Bringing the Real. Shout out to them. Dope-ass individuals. I did an interview podcast with them, with Con, and Motto was filming. Yeah, that's where we talked a lot about my house on fire. And then they made that video of me with the Will Smith shit.
Bring the Real,
Yeah. That shit was funny. Shout out to them.
With the Thanos shit.
Yeah, mad people that was over there, man. It's always a good time.
Pause.
Yeah, that shit too.
Yeah, that shit was funny. So
I saw that too.
Yeah, but shout out to them. It was a good event. Tonight, after filming this, I got plans. I'm doing a performance for Keith Chandler of True and Living. Shout out to y'all.
Right.
The True and Living. I'm doing a live performance of our Posse Cut track.
Yeah.
Today at I have no idea. Well, it's in Jersey City at Marjay's Lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing.
I just seen the flyer too.
Yeah, but his album Coffee and Chemtrails that came out this past month. So I'm doing the performance of that tonight. So that concludes my week.
Is it just going to be him or he's going to have other performers?
He's got other performers. Oh, yeah. Ish K, Zoe with the Glow.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I saw that.
There's a live podcast going down. I'm not sure the name of the podcast right now, so forgive me. But
here, I'll find it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think Holy Ratchet podcast. Yeah. So shout out to y'all. And yeah, it should be a dope evening tonight as well. But
yes,
yeah,
it will.
That's pretty much it. And then I think we'll be at a Greenhouse later.
Yes,
Get some other stuff done. Yeah, so that is my week in a nutshell. Yeah, my bad. That went 20 minutes. That was a long fucking recap.
Nah, but we've been talking.
But we've been talking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was crazy.
So who next? Mama Bear, Val, what's up? How was y'all week?
We kind of talked about my week already. So.
You did? Oh,
check it.
Yeah,
that's why.
Oh, true. All right. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, we could check it. I ain't doing anything else but check it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I love that energy.
All right, what's up?
Yeah, always put heart into everything you guys have a passion for, no matter what it is. Okay.
For sure.
All right. So what's up with your week?
It's been a positive week for me. Okay. Yes. I just want to say that I've been open to trying to. It's true. I just been open to trying new things. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong with that. And so,
So what'd you do?
I basically took a week of relaxation, of reflecting, looking back, fixing the things with myself, the negative things that people tend to, not confront. Right. I tend to basically just look at it this week and kind of just take a peek and see what I could improve on, what I could lessen on, what I could shape a little bit, sharpen to get to my goals. Because, realistically, people, the older you get, I'm sure you both can agree that you start.
Sorry, my foot fell asleep. I was dying.
Yeah,
I was
my foot fell asleep too. I had to change positions because we're both on Namaste.
Hold up. So you just spent the whole week relaxing?
So I spent, because I had 2 days off from work. I was like, I didn't expect it, but like I said, when those things happen,
I thought you said before off camera. I thought you said that you were doing something specific. You said you did something today.
Oh yeah, I basically did a yoga class.
That's okay. That's what I'm trying to get. Okay, that's what I'm saying, nigga. Damn.
So so the yoga class and meditation for sure. I did that today, but that's also something new that I also did. And so like I said, like doing that kind of helped me basically put my mind at ease and not think about anything. And I think a lot of us who are creatives, as we said before in an episode ago, that we tend to have our thoughts running on and on and on.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold up, because I know you said you did yoga too, or you have experience doing yoga.
Yeah.
I have no experience of yoga whatsoever. I just know that stretching, breathing, and repeating a mantra. That's as far as I know. And yoga mats. What?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Go. So, what's up? Tell me about it. You're in there. This is a dark room. Is this a rapey vibe? Like, what's going on here? Is this?
It's not a dark room.
It depends.
It depends on where the hall is.
Is this hot yoga? Is this goat yoga? What type of yoga is this?
It's just a regular yoga.
It's regular yoga class.
Regular yoga. What's regular
yoga?
Well,
the first class that I ever took was a dark room with like candles, and I couldn't stop laughing because I just found it like. I was in high school. I found it ridiculous. Like, it took me a while to get into it. Like, I had to do it by myself because doing it there, I'm just like, breathe. Like, I am breathing. I was like I think we had to leave. Like, my mom got embarrassed and she was like, all right, let's get the fuck out. And I'm just like, right. This bitch is telling me to breathe. Like, I'm breathing. I don't know what she's talking about. It took me, like, I had to do it solo for me to, like, be able to get into it. I still can't meditate.
I can't breathe in a room full of people.
No, I definitely understand. I understand. I can definitely breathe in a room full of people because I had to take.
I would hope you could. Shit.
Public speaking when you get over that.
I can do that. I public speak all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But stretching and breathing, it's weird. Is that what it is?
If it's all the same gender, I don't mind it. But if there's a guy.
If it's mixed, I feel you think it's gonna be a little weird.
Which has happened to me before in a modern dance class. There's only 2 men in there, and they're percussionists. So we have the drummer or the little conguero or whatever. He has his little instruments, and then the other guy has like a little, you know.
A what?
So
he's got a what?
I don't know.
What the fuck is a whang? What the fuck is that?
The little, it's not a maraca. It's not a maraca. How do you say that?
You mean the rain thing?
The rain thing.
I don't know the name, but I know what you're talking about.
I still don't know. What's the rain thing?
Okay. Well, in this video portion, we're going to insert the picture of it.
The picture.
I don't know.
So
all right, continue talking. Hold on. Continue.
It's a whang? All right,
it's so peaceful. But anyways.
Okay.
So they play it, but regards to the point, we're doing like really intense stretches because this is modern dance, you know, and they mix yoga in the beginning. Right. So I had a little taste of it. But I didn't, quite do a whole hour of it. This was my first time doing a whole hour of yoga. But modern dance kind of mixed modern dance stretches with yoga. So it was more intense. So, like, yoga was like whatever. It was like a breeze in a sense for me. Because, like, in modern dance, they had partners and they had like stretched us out. You know what I mean?
Nah, bro, I can't find it.
I was like, damn, honey, this is not what I expected. I just wanted to try a dance.
That's probably pretty dope for them dudes. They could probably see the girls stretching and shit, hit on them all.
Yeah.
Must have been a good time for them.
Paloma was in that class with me. I made her take it with me because I was like, yo, let's try something new. She's like, all right, bitch, I'm down. She's always a down bitch.
Is that it?
Yes.
So
I found it.
What's it called? What's this shit called?
Oh, no, that's la guira.
Oh, the Guido. Oh, the
Guido.
No, the other one, the one that has like a little beads inside it. That one has beads inside it, and that one's dope too.
Because you're moving it back and forth, and then you're also doing the outside.
I'm sorry, anybody that's not Spanish, you go to any Spanish function, and they pop that shit out, which looks like a huge honeycomb.
It's going down.
Looks like it's a honeycomb in a way. It's like got a lot of ridges on it, and they got a metal stick. And they just go when you at a Spanish function and you hear that, bro, it's about to be lit.
You know when it's lit, when it's merengue típico, and you're just
because you'll be at a salsa club, and that'll be out there randomly. I was in Colombia, I was in a salsa club. Yeah, straight up. I was at a salsa club in Colombia, in Cali, and we was all chilling, drinking, having a good time and dancing. And someone just had one randomly in the corner, just got up, and that's all you fucking hear over the beat. Shit made the night so much better. And then someone just passed a maraca. It's like being passed around like it's a blunt. So everybody got a little part in their song, and they just passed that shit.
That's exactly what you need to have in there.
Fucking Colombia.
But her music was popping though. This instructor in the yoga class, I'm gonna give it to her. She was playing popping music. She was playing all of the stuff that was popping now, that was popping then.
What, for yoga?
She was playing
Isn't
some
yoga
Lloyd.
supposed to be peaceful music?
She was playing some old school Lloyd. I was like, dang.
Well, no, that's peaceful. Like when I used to do yoga, I used to just listen to something like that.
So do you not need peaceful music for yoga?
No, but that's
okay. So for yoga, she starts it off peaceful to get you into the zen,
like soft sounds.
We're sitting in this pose right now, and you're in that.
I'm definitely listening to Frank Ocean.
You're listening to that.
Oh,
this.
Sorry, I'm listening. Oh,
no,
whenever you guys so it basically puts you into that zen where you're not basically thinking of anything. You're supposed to just take your problems, anything that you would normally think about, even like the time, even your Instagram posts, like just shut up, quiet your mind, and it's supposed to just make you center and not think of anything. So at that moment you're doing that. Once you're doing that, then it puts you into those stretches, and you just follow what the instructor does. And you literally, it feels like your body is like a wave of like oceans in a sense. Like you're doing a tension and release. And that's what your body feels. The more that you keep stretching throughout the whole thing, you're like, damn. And then she makes you do workouts and planks and stuff. So you're getting that tension in that ab workout where you're putting your leg in, you're putting your leg out, and you're doing all that. But then you're getting the release from it at the same time. So it's not like a consistent hardcore workout on your muscle. So it's just, that's what I observed from it. It's very much like, I was like, this can very much go like sex, like tension and release, tension and release. And that's all what my body felt. So like, it's interesting, but you could feel your whole body stretch, and like, it was peaceful. So we might do this again. We might not, we'll see. My friend was the one who told me about it. Carmen, shout out to Carmen.
Hey.
Yeah, it was her. Her and I used to work back in the cellular company that we don't have to talk about. This girl, she was our secretary of the whole store.
Company who must not be named.
And whenever we needed phone cases, whenever we needed tablets, she was there. She'd be like, what y'all want? She always had them J's fresh and everything. And so shout out to Carmen for shouting me out on that. And I hope that you're good on your business, honey. So go ahead. I see you, sis.
That's what it is. Now, did you do anything else? I think you mentioned you had like some business meeting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I also.
How'd that go?
It went successful. I hit up Joe. He who people don't know.
People.
But people
know Joe.
For the people who don't know Joe, that's what I meant to say. For people who don't know Joe.
Okay, go. This is Joe from the Therapy Without a Degree podcast.
He basically has his own podcast. For the people who don't know,
yeah,
Joe.
with Zane and Nat.
With Nat, her tattoo artist.
Shout out to Nat.
I'm sorry.
Are you back? Go ahead.
He has a podcast, and he basically
Therapy without a degree.
Without a degree. So check him out. But I just wanted you guys to know about him because he posted something earlier last year. This is we're talking about a post that he posted on his.
That was definitely not last year. Was that last year?
Yeah.
That was not last year. Cause me and you had just met this time last year.
It was cold. So was it last year?
I tried to keep
that
serious
cold
to that.
out.
I tried to keep serious to that. It wasn't cold.
It wasn't that cold out. No, it was like maybe a few months ago. It was like within the past 6 months, not even.
It was a windy day.
It could have been a summer windy day.
I was like, who's here?
No,
I'm getting creeped out. Okay, so it was the beginning of this year, let's say.
Okay.
So he posted something about bartenders, servers, life, and saying that he used to work in the restaurant industry, and just a lot of things that resonated with me. So ever since then, I just kept that behind my head, and I was like, whatever, I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna do what I have to do. Then came across him at VF Dub when we were working on our Lyrical Fix podcast, and I was like, what the heck? So there were times where he's just popped up whenever. And there were times where I would hear him in his, Instagram and his stories. He sometimes shares traumas and what he learned out of it. And I think, it's pretty cool to see that, someone else can relate to a trauma or something that you may have gone through that you may not think that you could get out of, but somehow someone else did. So it's sort of inspiring. So I think people should just, cut the slack, and it's not people bragging. It's more people like saying like, yo, let me help you, call me, whatever. Yeah. So this is what Joe does. And,
I fuck with Joe.
And this is what he did. Really basically, he hit us up on Insta, and he was like, and on a story, he said for people who want to know how to be more on their content or who want to know more on social media, want to be more available, hit me up. I'm available. I'll make myself available so we can meet up and talk. So that's exactly what I did. Met up with him. I hit him up. I said, listen, I'm available to talk. I really wanted to know how I could start entrepreneurship on what I want to do. Cause I plan on doing 5 different things, or like 6, and just bundle them up together some way, somehow, and just make it my own. You know what I mean? So how can I start 1 or 2 or 3 of them now? So then I can get the other 3 down by 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So he was just looking at me and laughing. He was like, no, I understand, whatever. He was like, we could definitely meet at this time. Friday, met up, and we spoke a lot on, self-care, basically. It came down to self-care. Right. It came down to that. It came down to...
Don't spill his secrets, though.
Yeah, it basically just came down to that. I think what you tend to believe in and what you tend to go through in life, that really ultimately depends on what you would succeed in life. Yeah. Point, period. And I think it comes down to that. So however trauma, if you decide to let your past carry you as you go and dictate your life, you will not succeed.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
But if you shed that out and choose your own path and choose, even though it's impossible, I will choose to do it.
And stop making excuses.
And just literally focus on it. Eye on bullseye on it. Then you'll succeed. What is, maybe, okay, if you fail, okay, every single person said this. You will learn from that failure. It sucks. It's going to suck. But at least when you cry, and after you cry and moan and pout and waddle in it, however you choose to, you now look back and you're like, wait a minute, I did this the last time too, and the last time. How did this work out? Yeah. Right. How can I make this now work out? And what can I change? And how can I change my approach on it? Maybe my approach last time was just so delirious, or you know what I'm saying? I was too optimistic. So let me not put that much trust in this person. Let me not, you need the set limits and boundaries to protect yourself and your bubble. Because if you don't, then you're just gonna allow everybody to just dictate your life, and you're gonna feel like an empty canvas walking around. It's just not healthy for yourself. And it's not healthy for you.
Because even when we started doing your videos and you were like, oh, I don't want to, like, you're like, oh, I don't know. And it was more about like how people are going to perceive you. And we spoke about it. It's like, okay, well, bitch, what's the worst thing that somebody's going to say? I don't like your voice. That's a lie. So, like, I don't like what you're wearing. It's like, okay, then bypass it. If you fuck up on a song, it's like, all right, I'm learning from that. If like we were just talking about, like, the first video, like, okay, now we learn from this and how we're going to take it to the next performance or the next video, stuff like that. Yeah,
definitely.
That's what's up. All right.
The meeting sounded like it really went good.
Yeah,
we talked more off air.
Definitely the meeting went really well. It talked about being more present, being more personable, and that's it. I think that's pretty much it on my week. And yeah, we're gonna have the meet today, so I'm excited.
I know.
Greenhouse.
I can't wait. The greenhouse.
Yo. My bad. If we can go just back into my week, not the sound.
Go.
Okay.
Sorry, my guy. My bad. I also, for the first time, premiered my first ever co-directed music video.
Shout it out. We're gonna play this on this
episode. Yeah, man. So,
for sure.
I like.
Yes, you did.
You know, one of the things I always try to preach. I hate to say the word preach, but that I try to preach during my shit is like,
Amen.
You know, the DIY, the do-it-yourself mentality. Like, we got to just learn to do what we got to do out here and find other ways, whether it be cost effective, whether it be a hookup with your friends or some type of way. Like, I've been able to make these verses about nothing videos with just a cell phone camera, and I've been putting them out. Yeah. But now I took it a step further. I'm like, yo, I can make a music video.
Right.
So shout out to my boy Manny, aka Alchemy. He's got no IG. Manny with no IG. That's his hashtag. We ended up making a video for a song that I was featured on with Kaepernick, who also has his podcast that he just started, the Francois podcast with his wife.
Yeah, shout out to them.
They just put out their first episode. Shout out to them. I think it's on SoundCloud and Audio Mac, or just SoundCloud. I heard on SoundCloud.
I know for sure it's SoundCloud and YouTube.
YouTube. There you go. Yes, right. SoundCloud and YouTube. Yes.
Audio Mac, I'm not too sure of, but
SoundCloud and YouTube.
I know the first 2 episodes are out. Just the first one.
I just heard the first one.
It's the first one's out, and then I seen a post today, like on their IG story, that they're working on the second one already.
Gotcha. Okay. Word up. Oh, my bad.
All right. What? Okay. Well, I guess we'll break. Wait, no. Finish.
Oh no.
Finish.
Yeah. My bad. Okay. So basically, man, I just got to the point where he asked me to do the video. I kind of mentioned to him, like, yo, I'm doing my own videos. He's like, it'd be cool if, try to do something with mine. I'm like, bet, let's do it. So we met up at 2 different locations, 2 different dates. One was in a studio that he worked at. And another one was at this, like, this graffiti wall in Newark. I think it was that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's in Newark.
It's in Newark, yeah.
I've seen it there.
And then me and Manny just sat down. Luckily, we had a good enough laptop with a dope-ass program on there. But everything was shot on a fucking iPhone, man. And it was just, like, dope to see that.
Yeah.
You know, just the fact that, we skipped trying to find a cameraman. We didn't want to wait on anybody.
No, fuck
we pulled all resources together. And we just fucking made it work, man. So that was dope. I'm proud of that. So yeah, Rap. Check it out. It's on YouTube. K-Proetic featuring Kid Pro. Rap. It's dope. It's gonna be on.
I'm definitely proud of you as well.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Absolutely.
Because it's like a lot of people or a lot of artists out there who don't believe in themselves as well. Like, it's people who are like me or who are trying, who are the beginners. That just gives them like another little like, it's
okay. Like I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, it's like no excuses.
Yeah.
Like, you got to make it happen for yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? At this point, it's just like, if you got like a $1,200 computer with these fucking iPhones, and I was lucky enough to get like a hookup on it because of Manny. So I'm like, let me take full advantage of this shit. It's got a decent enough camera. It's 4K, at least 1080p. Like, nigga, I'm gonna make my own shit. Like, I spent the money, put the money into a gimbal to stabilize my shots, so it's always stable, and this shit just looks fucking dope. And then we were lucky enough to get a fucking laptop. Like, this is, when you work hard, the universe sends you little things, and that's what I was able to do with mine, with my little signs and shit that I got. So I figured just fucking take advantage of this shit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, do what you can. And now that I got more resources, like, we're gonna try to go bigger and better.
Right. Yeah.
And just go about it that way, man.
Yeah, I've always lived off of that. Like, I do my own. Like, I had my friend, I was just watching her doing her graphic design shit. I was just like, all right, what are you doing? You gonna give me the hookup on that Adobe shit? All right, bet. Like, and then I just started learning from there. And then I'll send her stuff, and then she's like, okay, she'll send me notes, and then she'll be like, yo, this is bomb. Like, all right, you're getting better. All right, okay, you're not gonna need me anymore. Like, you're cool. So little things like that, and then with the video edits, and then like with music and shit, like, and the editing of this podcast, to me it's like fuck outsourcing. Why not learn it on my own? Like at least like to the furthest extent. And if I can't do anything more, okay, then fine. But
and it's no
I just
shade.
like learning mad shit. I like having like the
Right.
hands several bags.
I can see where it can be like
direct us the next one.
It could be negative towards your career, and it's no shade to like any other videographer
Oh,
or photographer
no.
out there that's doing their thing, because I know a lot of y'all and I respect the shit y'all do, and
At
I
some
always
point,
repost
yeah,
this
that's
shit.
gonna have to happen.
But
yeah.
to me, it just felt like I had to learn how to do something. Like
yeah,
engineers don't get mad at an artist that mixes his own shit.
No.
You know, so I don't want a photographer or a videographer to get mad at me when I start making my own videos.
yeah.
Like it's just another part of the game that I feel I had to learn, and this
Yeah.
was the one that interested me the most. And I'm like,
Okay.
yo, I feel like I could do that.
Sometimes it's just good though. It's just
Yeah.
good to I that's what
It's
I
good to
get
have a
from my
side
shit.
hustle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're like I'm able to
It's
do
good
this
to have something that you get back.
exactly without having to worry about okay, I like here are my notes so you can make the edits and then you're just waiting. Yeah, because
I just don't want to wait on nobody at the end of the day. So
And
I
it's
figured let me
just
do that myself.
The gratification you get
Yeah.
in yourself, like I did
So
this
I was
shit.
happy about it, yeah, man. So I'm very proud of myself, because even though I had done lots of like videos on my phone already with verses about nothing, like this was the next
Right.
step. Film a whole music video, like actually go to different locations, different shots, really put in the B-roll,
Yeah.
effects, transitions on the post edit, color grading, all that shit, like listening to YouTube videos, watching tutorials. That's another thing. Shout out to YouTube and Google and that
man.
shit.
YouTube
You can learn
is
a
fucking
fucking wealth of
amazing.
information. That's when I went off on everybody last night too, and I went into my little wrestler fucking thing. You better do something for yourself. Like, nigga, oh God. I was telling motherfuckers like, yo, go on YouTube, learn something new every day, like be useful in this fucking world, cause shit about to get ugly. So you might as well learn what you can while you got the time. Do
Shit.
something.
Google and YouTube taught me how to do this shit.
Yo, Google's your friend, bruh. Like Jay said. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I'm very proud of what happened. I plan on doing a lot more videos for like all the artists around me. I just want to try to get my feet wet into that whole thing,
Yeah.
learning that way, like
That's-
really get into
That's
it.
what's up.
Because I noticed the more I watch the local rappers' videos, and again, no shade to them, a lot of directors do the same type of like transitions and effects, and I'm really like noticing it. And it's cool. It looks fucking awesome, and I'm glad that technology has gone that far where you can make the shit look more appealing to the eye. But it just gets tiresome when everybody's doing
you
the same
see it,
thing.
yeah.
Right.
So me,
It's a
I
uniform
might want to
almost.
do more cinematic thing. Like I had like a little interlude in my video that kind of told a message about the story. Like motherfucker was like
Yeah, that shit
waking
was dope.
somebody up. He's like, yo, you hear that? Niggas is going off. And nigga was like, nah, ain't nobody trying to hear that rap. But that was a message about the video. Like
Yeah.
sometimes people don't want to
Nobody's
hear the
trying to
bars
hear it.
nowadays. So whatever.
I seen it. I
Shit
was
like
just
that.
like, oh, I know he's trying to do there.
Yeah,
Oh.
so it was just a little thing like that. And our intro, the intro was just us talking about how we were going to do an intro.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah,
intro
yeah.
of the video, because we were like, how are we going to intro this video? And Manny happened to be filming me and K Proetic when we were talking about, oh, maybe we could do something in black and white where we just talk about what we're going to do in the intro. And then that ended up being the fucking intro. He filmed it. So it was perfect.
Damn.
Sometimes it
Shout
just
out to
works that
Manny.
way. So yeah, it all came together. It all worked out and ended up being a dope little video. So yeah, that was my little thing that I wanted to add in about my
Okay,
week.
no, it's all right.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, definitely check it out. We'll have a link
Rap,
and then
rap.
probably play it at the end of this episode for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the
Alright.
video portion.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about
Let's
before we
break
get into
right quick.
topics?
Yeah, we can break right now. That's
And we're
it.
gonna break and then
Yeah.
topics. All right.
And we're back.
Oh, you did it this
Yeah.
time.
So I wanted to bring it back one time.
Go.
Yeah.
Bring it
Wait,
back.
did that not count last time?
No,
Oh, we're back?
no, we're back. We're back now.
And we're back for real. All right, yo.
Yeah,
So,
guys, what's up?
yeah, I figured that we really talk about our weeks a lot. It really is not a lot, but we get into detail about the little shit, which I noticed, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's dope. That's
We
what's
had
up.
eventful weeks.
We do have eventful weeks. You know what I
Yes,
mean? In between
yes.
all the other stuff, the regular life stuff. Yeah, yeah. Our artist life and momager
Yeah.
life and all that stuff is pretty cool and filled with
It
a
is also
lot.
good to know more about the faces behind the podcast. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That it's not just.
That's why we
for
do
what
it every
is.
week, yeah.
So that's why it's a good little thing for you guys to know a little bit more about us. So
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm still salty about all them niggas in there being taller and younger than me. Like, I'm not. It's tough, man. It's tough out here. But I'm like, you know what? At least I can spit. At least I got some bars with me.
Yeah,
So I'm
definitely.
good. Had to represent. But yeah, no. Let's get into the news of the week because apparently it's been a busy week. I didn't really know it was that busy. I had my other shit going on, but a lot's been transpiring with the whole Summer Walker thing. So I think last time we talked about it, we said about the tour possibly and shut down. Was that the new news? No, she said that she wasn't feeling like doing any more of this music stuff. She was having it. She was going through tough times, like emotionally.
Yes.
And she was talking about how she's has little issues with anxiety.
Right.
You know, so now it's boiled over to the fact where apparently she's canceling her tours.
Yeah,
you know, which is wild.
Yeah, so last week I can't find the post that I had read off.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much like, you know, that kind of respect my space, I believe. And then she did another post where to sum it up, it's a whole nother essay, but like, I just want to say to all my fans who purchase meet and greets, I really appreciate, in all caps, y'all taking the extra time to meet me and share your stories. I tell everyone individually thank you. I spread love, we laugh, and I give genuine compliments. And then this is when she goes in like well, let me see, because they spit. Now for those who are upset because I don't give hugs, I don't know what to tell you. I'm an empath, and that transference of energy, let me see real quick, from that many people each day would literally kill me, in all caps. Yeah, so that's where and then she just finishes off saying like, and that's been the narrative with her, is she's an empath and she's worried about her energy and, you know, things like that, and it's been draining to her.
Yeah, and for those, I think for those people who don't know what empaths are, it's kind of confusing to blame it on that, you know what I mean, or to make that be the issue.
Yeah, because then it comes across as a joke.
For those who definitely don't know it, is just someone who's able to feel exactly the same emotion that another person's feeling around them, around the same vicinity or in the room. So if someone just lost a family member and just came from a funeral, technically this empath or this person would feel that same emotion that is being expressed and would cry with that individual, not knowing who that person is, not knowing any relation, just feel their emotion.
But wouldn't the meet and greets, like, just to that point, wouldn't the meet and greets all be positive emotions? Because everybody's happy to see her and meet her and greet her?
You would think so, but there's a lot of, in spirituality, there's a lot of things, like we all talk about perception.
So if someone's like carrying trauma, she's going to feel it?
So she's going to feel what is actually being heavily burdened on them.
And not just in the moment, like, oh my God, it's summer walk, or I can't wait to meet her.
It could be that, but it could also be like their problems that they're carrying, like, I got finances, I'm in debt, but I'm happy that I got to see you.
But then isn't everyone having that? Because everybody in the world has problems, regardless of money, status, or whatever.
And that's her point.
So, but then so that she doesn't want to meet anybody, period.
Well, she's saying it's more like along the lines where, like, it's cool to say, like, I say thank you, I do all of these things, but if I don't want to hug, you have to respect that because of this.
Yeah.
So it's just a hug thing.
It's just a hug thing.
It's a contact.
Okay.
It's a contact.
So
it's the contact thing.
So even if she puts them arm around for a picture, same shit?
I have no idea. But
no, because I'm wondering, just like, how much is it just touching, any form of touching?
Yeah.
All right.
Because the whole empath thing comes from, like, being, you know, empathetic and this and that. So she just feels like, okay, well, what I was gonna say sounded really bougie and like probably like famous, but like, oh, my energy is too precious, or like, gotcha. I don't want your energy. Yes, that kind of thing. She probably came across somebody who just gave her bad vibes, and she's super sensitive, so it probably just fucked with her.
Yeah,
which I see a lot of that online. People saying protect your energy.
Yeah,
which is cool. I get it.
She's new to this.
I mean, going down.
Yeah, you still got a whole video
going over with the Summer Walker thing. I mean, it's gotten to a point where now, like, she just canceled the last 2 shows, right?
Yeah.
So she canceled the rest of her tour.
Yeah, the rest of her tour.
Which was 2 shows.
No, there was a few more. I'm gonna hold on.
I mean, it's a lot of money being lost on the business side of things, if that's what she's really doing.
That's how you could tell that she's really certain that she's not, that this life is not for her.
You guys ready for the video?
Yeah, we're definitely ready.
Oh, we got a video.
I just want to say that I really, really, really appreciate anyone who genuinely loves my music, plays the fuck out of my music, comes to the shows, comes to the meet and greets, supports me, and really love and accept and respect my personality. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to finish this tour because it doesn't really coexist with my social anxiety and my introverted personality. But I really hope that people understand and respect that at the end of the day, I'm a person. I have feelings. You know, I get tired. I get sad. And it's just a lot. And so I don't want to lose myself for someone else. I want to give y'all what I can. So I'm going to keep making music, and I'm going to do a few shows, but I can't finish. I just want to...
How was it? Because before, when she was talking about the tour, she said, like, these are the dates I'm going to do, and then that's it. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if that list remains the same or she shortened it. I know I think she canceled her show in New York that's supposed to be for next month. I think she's, like, done. Like, with this post, I think she's like, okay, that's it. I'm done.
That's a lot of money lost right there.
Exactly. New York, I think she had 2 dates in New York. That's a lot of fucking money.
All the more reason for me to believe that she's really not. This is not her life. This
no,
is
it's
not.
not.
What she
no, it's not.
do.
And it's tough because, as far as I know, like, she's just up and coming, like, new on the scene. So she probably isn't used to all this attention and all this exposure.
Yeah.
So that right there in itself can become a problem for a lot of people, especially if you're already, like, socially not all the way there and just don't want to deal with large groups of people. And if you are an empath, you're going to be in contact with a lot of people. Like, that's just the name of the game when you become big, especially breaking Beyonce's streaming record. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you're popular.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I could see a lot of people not being ready for that spotlight so quick because everything comes at you at once. Once you're, like, big, especially on the internet and streaming, everybody's going to want to speak to you. Everybody's going to want to see you and work.
She's not new in the sense of, like, how a lot of people are new where they've been in the background this entire time and then bam. Yeah. Like, when Push came out with, I can't remember which one, I think maybe King Push, that people were like, oh, he's new. No, he's not really new.
Oh, okay,
they
didn't
something
know. The casual
like that.
fan didn't know.
Yeah. Where she's she's new. Like, she had the what was the first one?
Girls Need Love.
Girls Need Love. And then now her Over It.
Oh, and that was another.
I mean, she had the Clear EP that she also dropped before that, and that was a little exposure on YouTube. Where
that was before Girls Need Love.
Yeah, that was after Girls Need Love.
Oh, that one I don't count.
Because the thing
and then
about
the one before that
was
was when she
short.
did Baby in the Summer, and that was right after.
Oh, the summer. That was the first one I ever heard. Was the summer one.
The summer.
Well, Girls Need Love. I name it. I named the mix that tape. Girls Need Love, but it's the summer something. I can't remember.
Yeah, that one was the first album that she did, and that one kind of got her like more exposure because that's what got her more into Girls Need Love. But I was on Girls Need Love when she dropped it as a single as well, and then she did Clear, which definitely got her way more attention too because Clear came out just the same way live, and recorded on the same thing, but as a little EP or LP.
Gotcha.
And so I thought that was clever because people got to hear another new LP, and then all of it got recorded. So if you wanted it live, you could just go on YouTube and see the whole session.
Gotcha.
The whole entire session sang live. So like that was pretty cool. But even what this is where we can pop up into the Joe Budden topic is that even when she was doing that Clear LP thing, you could tell that her performance that she wasn't there. Like she was just singing the lyrics.
Oh yeah, that was
and she was kind of just like not really feeling what she was singing. She was just like, one more nigga come around these parts. And like when I showed my brother, I was like, yo, I love this, but my brother just was like, yo, you could tell that she's just not there. She's probably either really high or something.
And the one thing I noticed too from what I've seen about her, because I don't know much about her career, but she had that Drake co-sign with the Girls Need Love. And like it's happened with all the other artists that have had singles that have come out of nowhere that have singles with Drake, they pop instantly and then they're everywhere.
That's true.
You know, I think the only artist that I've seen where it's worked for them and they've still lasted is Migos, like when they jumped on that Versace shit.
Oh yeah.
Well,
like, they
even though they were still big,
they did it a different way.
Yeah.
That's why they were able to ride the wave because it's 3 of them. Not only is it 3 of them, but they were able to each market themselves more. I mean, more Offset and Cuervo. I said Cuervo.
Yeah.
I got tequila on the
mind. Yeah.
But yeah, it's more them to take off a little bit, but then he'll try. Like he was trying, he'll write and shit like that. But that was a little different. Right. I think for Summer Walker, it's just she's too new. She needs to be polished. And what I wanted to say was like the whole like I didn't notice it until I listened to Joe Budden shit, and I went back and I watched all the performances, and I was like, shit, I've never seen her live. Then I seen the videos, and I was like, oh damn, she's really not. There's no stage presence. And then the recent one where she had Janae on, Janae's there, and Janae's not dancing. This is not shit to dance to, but the fact that she's playing off to the crowd and she's like, you know, she's jamming, and then you just see kind of Summer in the back, literally almost damn near in the shadows where half her face covered, and she's just swaying back and forth.
Yeah, when you told me that the first time, I couldn't believe that shit.
I didn't even get to show you guys the video earlier.
If that's really what's going on down during the performance, I could see why people would get a little annoyed.
Yeah, and then
But it also says a lot about her and how she's dealing with all this stuff, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to just go from regular venues or like, you know, open mics and go into a 5,000-10,000 seat arena.
Yeah,
you know
what they say, probably between like 25 to 5,000 people on the shows.
All right, okay.
And she's selling out, so
and sell out. So yeah, I can see for like the regular artist who may not be groomed in this shit and hasn't done this for a while, how that could be nerve wracking and get uncomfortable. So maybe she's falling into that, or maybe like we said before, that she just was never that type of person.
Yeah,
you know, some people just like to record their music and just put it out and let that be the case. Other people aren't ready to do these big venues, like.
Yeah.
You can't go from a regular spot in whatever town to MSG.
Yeah, I don't think she was ready, especially for that amount. No.
Yeah,
it's her second project, really.
Yeah.
The one in the middle doesn't count because it was way too short. She got the most critiques for that. It's like it's really nothing. It was way too short. They were almost like skits. And then she's being pushed forward as a new artist. It's like,
yeah.
And she's sensitive on top of it. It's like even worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel
the
for her.
sensitivity shit is that'll get you.
She's sensitive, but her shell is insensitive. She portrays herself as she's not sensitive to anybody or anything.
She does like that zombie thing.
She does the zombie. She shuts down, turns off. That's
her way to protect
that
herself.
I found more interesting.
Like defense mechanism.
Yeah. And then also her Instagram post, she subbed a couple times that she was not in a well mental state. So if the fact that it's the reason for her to also not be a part of the rest of the tour is definitely not a coincidence. Because like I said, I've been following her because I'm an R&B and soul head, so I like to check out for them. And you know, I've always liked her work, but like I said, I've always peeped that, and even in her performances and even in her interviews, how she would just be like, yeah, I guess.
Oh my god, like I was telling y'all, the one with Genius and the Faha, oh my god, I was just like, this poor baby, like she can't breathe, what is she saying? But you get, like we were saying before off air, it's very, you could tell that she did not want to do this is part of her promo run that she's supposed to do, that the label and the people, her team, are making her do. And I think at this point now, she's like, all right, I'm done, like I can't do this anymore. And I think it's less. I think people are too focused on the meet and greets and like the fans are taking it to heart, but you don't know what's happening behind the scenes where she's forced to do these interviews that she doesn't want to do.
Do you guys feel like the exposure of what's actually going on in the industry is more than it's ever been now, more than artists, or you think it's always been this way back then when Usher in the 90s and all that?
There's no social media back then.
Exactly, social media. So everybody has a phone.
You had paparazzi and award shows. That was, or like 106 and Park type thing.
So there's definitely more exposure on the dirtiness.
Everybody has a camera, so everybody has a way to catch
exposure in general, because the exposure, it doesn't matter. Like it's good. It could be both good and bad. But for now, like he was saying, like everybody has a camera. So
everybody has a camera. Everybody's always checking. Everybody's got news. Everybody's got Google alerts if they want. So whenever something happens to you, there's a quick way for everybody else to find out in less than 24 hours.
Yeah,
that's just how it is. Right. Especially when you're a star, no matter what, and you can't control it. Only thing you can really do if you don't want to deal with it is just get off social media and just stay quiet for a couple days. Yeah. But for some people, it's tough because that's all they've ever known. Yeah. Especially the younger generation. If you tell somebody, just stay off, it's hard. That's all they know. So what are you going to do? Yeah. You know what I mean? For, people like us that still remember what it's like to live without cell phones. Yeah. And be outside. Yeah. Shit is easy for us, but for this younger group of people, I don't know how old she is. I think she's 23. But she's right in that age bracket where, like, that's all she knows. Yeah. So you can easily, like, people like that take the cyberbullying to a new level of, like, hurt and grief when it's really not that serious in the day. But them, because that's all they know, that's their form of bullying. So it triggers them.
Yeah, that's true.
So
good point.
Yeah. I think that's one of the cases there. I could be wrong, but I think for sure, she's not comfortable with the spotlight. And it's okay. A lot of people like that too. Me, myself, I don't really like being in the spotlight either. If it happens, it happens. But at the end of the day, I just want to make music and chill. I'll perform it. But yeah, all that meet and greet stuff, I never really thought about it. I think I might get tired of doing that, even though I appreciate all the fans coming out and wanting to meet me. But yeah.
But meet and greets for a sold out show.
For a sold out show,
imagine how many people.
Man, that's tough. That's got to be overbearing for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the plus side, it's like some extra money for the artist because it doesn't get in the way of like the
That's
the
why they're
venue.
probably pushing her to do it, because it's not only money for her, but it's money for her label.
Right. So I
wonder
get
what
it.
she signed
In a
to.
sense, that's a big check to get off of meet
Where
and
is
greets.
her label?
I'm gonna check right now.
But meet and greet money is pretty serious from what I hear. A lot of the major acts, and I've been to meet and greets before too. Like just the whole process of it, like the whole idea, the concept is cool. But sometimes most of the time you're getting the artist after the show.
Right.
They're worn out. They're tired. The adrenaline's starting to wear off. They might have had a bad show. You might have caught them in a bad night.
And
It's
we
just-
don't even know.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes. Like, I get it. Like, I saw one of my favorite groups at a meet and greet, and you could tell niggas were just tired. These were grown-ass men. They had a long night. They want to go home to their families or just go home to a bed and just chill out and get ready for the next day because they know they got to go somewhere else next time. But they're
Yeah.
here getting this extra money, meeting the fans. They're not mad about meeting the fans. I think they're a little annoyed about the positions. Like, yo,
Yeah.
it's like a long night.
It's a
Now we
tough
got to go
spot.
through this. Yeah. Because usually people just want to perform and then slide
Yeah.
off,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get it.
Yeah, she's part of Interscope, so she's definitely
Oh, the machine.
yes,
So yeah,
Universal?
she's definitely doing
Yeah.
a bunch of shit that she don't want to do.
exactly.
For sure.
Universal does that?
Yeah, well, Interscope. Yeah, major labels are all about that. It's how much money they can squeeze out of you, and this is part of. And they're not doing anything new. This is the formula. This is what you got to do. So
They gotta make their money back.
I'm gonna take one more hit before I pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's part of the formula. So it's not like they're like, oh, we're experimenting with you. It's just this has been forced on her so fast, and she already has anxiety. So for anybody with anxiety, especially social anxiety, where you gotta hug and shake hands and kiss babies and shit, like for the entire, there's definitely no babies in that show. But it's
hope
just
not.
weird to me that it's like, did they even attempt to train her? Did they attempt to, like, not train, that sounds really bad, but like prepare her for it? Because like on the other podcast, like they were talking about how she was just sitting, but just sitting most of the time. It's not just like, I'm going to take a seat back real quick and slow it down with a ballad. No, it's like the entire time, not even trying to, like Janae be fucking everywhere. And she's mostly a ballad. So stuff like that, it's like there's no energy. You could see like in her interviews, I feel like it's the same thing for her performances. She just shuts down.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've always peeped from her. So I always knew that she was either going to do that or just push through and get over it. But I didn't think it was going to be so fast.
Yeah, man. Some of the best artists really just don't want to fucking talk to people. They just want to sit and create and make their fucking
don't
music
blame
and go
'em.
about their day.
Yeah.
Like,
And those people at that point just be another position in your label or some other.
yeah, but I mean, that's
But
the
just
thing.
don't-
And it sucks being behind a major label because when you're independent, you can choose who to speak to. And
Yeah.
if you got a big enough fan base,
You
they
just
don't
want to
really
make
need
music.
to.
You just make music.
Yeah, just make your music, put it out, and you don't got to do the press runs. You can pick and choose what you want,
Exactly.
how many, so it's not spread thin. Because the worst thing that I've seen about major label artists when they're doing their press runs is you see 50 different interviews from different radio stations, from blogs, from wherever, and it's sometimes the same questions. So
Yeah.
you're saying the same shit, and when you're getting these Google alerts, notifications, you're seeing the same content, just in a different location. This shit just gets fucking bothersome after a while. It's like, all right, man, I'm just lost interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's also like some major label artists, I hear their interviews, I'm like, I don't really care. Others, I'm like, all right, now I'm going to listen to the album. So it can make or break you too. But when you're an independent artist, you can pick and choose and like make your own plan. Whereas like if it's a major label, I feel like, I don't know, it could fuck it up for you if you do too many and you're just not that interesting of a person. Where in Summer Walker's case, major label, thrown into a bunch of press runs, and you're starting to see like, yo, she's not really built for this side of the business. She just wants to do her music. And that comes off as negative for a lot of fans. And she ends up losing fans and losing money in the process. So it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is.
Do I remain sane or, but
Yeah.
hey, let's move on. You want to get into Drake? Is it time
Yes.
for Drake?
Drake Gate.
Yeah, you know more about the Drake
I really
situation.
don't. But the
this shit is
Flognaw Tyler's
hilarious.
concert that he holds yearly, there was a special guest announced with a question mark. A lot of people thought it was going to be Frank Ocean. Ended up being Drake.
Yeah.
There's footage of Drake being booed. Now, other stories have come out as to what the case was with this booing. The one I heard that seemed the most credible was that he was going to do a short set, but then kept telling people, like, yo, I'll do more. Then ended up doing more.
Because he's probably used to that.
He's used to that.
Tyler probably was like, oh, like, if you just want to just do a little, because he was a special guest. But he probably like, oh, if you want to do more, like, go ahead. Like, you fucking Drake. Like, you do more.
People got tired. People wasn't there for that. Tyler tweeted that some girl in the front row where he was standing listening to songs was, like, looking at him like, what the fuck is this shit, nigga?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Tyler,
and yeah,
I mean, it's your audience.
Tyler's audience and Drake's audience is mad different. To me, Drake seems like the most universally musical guy. Like he can make a song for pretty much everything. He's like the definition of I'm versatile. I can do anything. Mad rappers like to say
really
that.
Is.
He really is that shit. He can. I've seen him do ballads. I've seen him do hardcore bars. I've seen him do the girl track. I've seen him do the dancehall, not dancehall. I've seen him do the Afro, the Afro beat stuff.
The Afro beat stuff. Yeah.
He's done everything. He's worked with Mariah to fucking that guy that did the shoot thing. What's his name? I'm forgetting his name right now, but he did that song.
I can't remember his name right now, but like Trey Songz. That's definitely
Trey
old,
Song.
and of course all his people. Yeah.
Point is, if he can get booed at a Tyler the Creator show, anybody can get booed anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't matter the high level.
Goes to show you,
Jay's been booed.
Not everybody's
like, they
gonna like
all
you.
been. I don't think it was that big of a deal.
It wasn't,
because it's like everybody's been. Yeah. It's just Tyler took it to heart because he's like, I did this shit. So wait, let me show you the video and then I'll go through. Tyler's one funny motherfucker though. He even changed his bio on Twitter. Embarrassed by fans right now.
Yeah.
He is not happy. All right, let me play this video.
I'm gonna tell you. Like I said, I'm here for you tonight. If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up?
No.
Frank. If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight.
He's gonna stay.
It's been love. I love y'all. I go by the name of Drake. Thank you for having me.
So in one video, which was really funny.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. You let me know. I can keep going if you want. What's up? We good? All right, y'all. Love. It's all love. My name is Drake.
Shit.
I go by the name of Drake. All right, y'all. Peace.
That was fucking great.
That was crazy.
Imagine you hooking up with a chick. And you go in and you trying to give your all, and she's just not feeling it. You're like, yeah, I keep going if you want. I keep giving you more.
No.
Let me know.
And she's just like,
Let me know. And she's like, nah, cut it. He's like, all right, I'm out.
And it's funny because one of the videos, yo, there's a shit ton of videos. One video, you see Tyler going off, but then you see, because Tyler's like, there's like the front people, and then Tyler you see is like a little raised up, and then there's more people behind him, and you see him going off watching Drake, and then you see like the people in front of him just like
looking at him weird.
Looking at Tyler and looking at Drake like the fuck, like his Tyler has a specific audience. He does.
Mm-hmm.
He really does, man.
He does.
So it's like it's not a Drake.
I fuck with our Future, but
yeah,
I can see how people and I don't know. And one video you see him, he's like, like he's singing, he's offering the mic to the crowd, and it's all quiet. He's just like, you can call me. No, okay. And then he's just like, all right. And then
they didn't know what to call him.
He's like, what? No. But let me see.
That was just one section of the crowd. We don't know how the rest of the people were. But from that audio, a lot of niggas was booing.
Yeah.
No. You want me to keep going? No.
Boo, next.
Boo. Next. Nobody.
I found the video.
That was the last guy. They said next, everybody go home.
Yes.
Boo, no.
I found the video. You used to see Tyler like, yeah. But he was like, I thought bringing one of the biggest artists on the fucking planet to a music festival was fire. But flip side, a little tone deaf knowing the specific crowd it drew. Some created a narrative in their head and acted out like assholes when it didn't come true. And I don't fuck with that. Because Odd Future, Frank Ocean, I would understand why they would think, but it's like, okay, you didn't get Frank Ocean, so this really means that you need to boo somebody. I mean, I personally would love to boo somebody, but I wouldn't boo Drake. I would not boo Drake.
Yeah, I can't remember last time I booed an artist.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yes I can. Okay. And this really feels bad. Last time I booed an artist, he wasn't a known artist. I was doing a competition, an MC competition last summer of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And the portion was we all had to come up stage and do a minute-long song of our choosing.
Yeah.
So 50 MCs went up that day. This is the 50th guy, the last guy. I don't know how he got picked. I don't even know how he made it through the damn vetting process. It was trash, but that went to show you that this competition I was in was bullshit. So this guy comes on stage, doesn't have his music ready, didn't mail it in for whatever reason, and gives his phone to the guy so he can plug in his aux. But the artist is holding the aux. So he's holding his phone. Hits play. We all hear a fucking Febreze ad for 5 seconds. And he's like, hold on. And he hits skip ad on his shit. So obviously this nigga was playing his shit off of YouTube. Fucking playing a Febreze ad. So then the song's playing. I don't know how he did it. I don't know what type of phone he had, but he's reading the lyrics off his phone. He's performing. Nigga, when I tell you. Back on? All right, so yeah, so we booed this nigga. This nigga has his shit playing a Febreze ad for the first 5 seconds. Then he's reading off his fucking phone, the lyrics off his phone. Man, we was booing the shit out this nigga. Like, I lost my voice how much I booed at this motherfucker. Shit was whack. But yeah, that's the only time I ever booed at an artist. So it sucks for Drake, but you know what? He's one of the big dogs. He's successful. He's got mad money. I'm sure he'll live. He'll be fine. Yeah. Like, he was a little petty about it afterwards, like posting little shit online.
Yeah, his first response was funny shit. Moment of humility, which is always welcomed. Just wasn't my night. Wasn't who they wanted to see. And then it flipped. He went straight to petty. And what did he say? He's like, "Oh, you got me for another 30 years."
Yeah, I'm signed a contract to be a resident of like the next 30 years. So I'll be. Oh no! You kids will be seeing me for the next 10 years till you guys are in your 30s.
Until you guys are into your 30s. Yeah.
So the first message was dope. It was real, like humble. Yo, he took it took it on the chin. Like, all right, yo, it happens. Wasn't my best night. Wasn't who they wanted to see. Like, good. Okay. Good. Very respectful. You know, hats off to you. Whatever. And then with that, coming back with that petty shit. Come on, nigga. Like, let that go.
A little bit of bad taste. Yeah.
A little bit, but whatever. He's fucking Drake. He's gonna do what he's gotta do.
Yeah, he's definitely petty as fuck.
Right.
Right. It is what it is. But yeah, people get booed, nigga. Shit, it happens, bro.
Yeah.
It fucking happens. All right, moving on from that. From Drake.
So Dr. Dre's Chronic, 2001, turned 20.
That's what's up. Great.
I think it's today. Yeah, we're recording, which is the 16th. I forgot the 15th and 16th. And him and Jimmy Iovine, which, you know, business partners, legal mates, and all that good shit, they did this Apple Beats thing, like an interview style. They talk about the making of it. They talk about, like, the current, like, what they think about, you know, the current scene of music and shit. And fun fact, when I was digging through Twitter, it's really funny for all the insiders. Fun fact, while it dropped in 1999, but named 2001, 6 months prior to its release date, Suge Knight dropped an album titled Chronic 2000, forcing Dre to rename his sophomore album 2001. So Dr. Dre was super salty, wanted to sue, and Jimmy Iovine was like, all right, we gotta go about this the right way, like, calm down, and Suge was like, fuck this, like, I own the rights, and that's it. And, yeah.
Just like Suge. Sade strikes again. Stopping niggas from shining. Don't want everybody to win.
Anybody from shining. I just put people to work. Shining. That's it.
Stopping they hustle. Spice levels are all-time high.
No. What are you talking
Suge,
about?
a.k.a. Sade Night.
Sade Night. That's why as soon as I seen it, I was like, I gotta.
Because that's a so you thing.
Yeah.
It's so me.
I'm naming this, so you can't fucking take it. No, I wouldn't do that to nobody I dropped. Or like we parted ways. No, I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do it? It's not in you? I feel you. I respect
Yeah,
that.
Suge is like a whole extra level of.
Well, that's a one other level of pettiness. But then again, did he know beforehand that Suge was gonna name it 2000, current 2000?
No, but more like most likely Suge knew that
Dre
was
gonna
gonna
name it
name
current
it.
2000. Well, fuck, I like 2001 anyways. I mean, it doesn't matter. At that point, everybody was naming everything 2000.
Yeah, I think it was probably a short amount of time where people were just like, but it's 99. Like 99 to 2000 makes sense. It's like the next year. But 2001, what? I mean, the lifespan on this album is, 20 years later we're celebrating it. So I don't think it's that. Dre was mad about it then. It ain't shit now.
At the time, it took
matter
away
now.
from the whole like meaning
Shit
of
locked
using
up.
2000 because it was gonna be like the new age version.
Yeah,
That's what it meant.
That
It's
was
a
the
new age
point,
version
yeah.
of the Chronic. So
Yeah.
you would,
It's
again,
not
essentially
one.
you would have is 2000. So the fact that it's 2001 kind of kills the idea, but it's still dope nonetheless. The music was great. You know, it was better than whatever Suge's album was. I don't even know what was on that.
I don't even remember. I've heard it before.
It came out though. Oh, you did hear it?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, you would have listened to it. Suge album.
I don't know if I ever heard this song.
What song?
The 2001 one that you guys are talking about.
Oh, it's album.
It's an album?
No, Dr. Dre.
That's what I'm saying, because like when I came here, I came to the States when I was in 2000, the year 2000, so.
Oh, so you just missed it.
So 2001.
No,
I missed
you've
it.
heard it.
Still Dre.
This is an album that's
The next
played,
episode.
like.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
You guys are
Dre's
right.
hype.
I probably know it by listening to it like I normally always
If you,
do with
if we
music.
played it right now, you'd be like, oh, I know that song. I know that
Still
song.
hitting them lolos, hitting the corners in them lolos, girl. Still
yeah.
taking my time to
That was
perfect
a
the
good
beat, but I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE representing for my gangsters all across the world.
No.
Still,
Yeah, bro.
no. How about the next episode that Nate Dogg part like, hey.
Okay.
Weed every day.
Yeah.
That's what I came from. What else
Oh, we
was
got a
on?
secret
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Nowadays, everybody want to talk, but they got something to say. Nothing comes out when they move their lips. It's a bunch of gibberish and motherfuckers acting. They forgot about Dre.
No.
Don't know that? I mean,
No, you heard it.
I probably did, but maybe I need to hear the song.
Nowadays,
like the-
everybody want to talk, but they got
that.
something to say. When nothing comes out, when they move their lips, it's a bunch of gibberish and motherfuckers acting. They forgot about Dre.
I'm so jealous.
I know.
I look at you like
you like
fucking
saying
asshole.
it
I'm
too.
so jealous. I
Yeah.
don't have the lung capacity to do that.
No, it's practice, MC.
Oh man, I can probably do
That-
that.
Yeah, you heard
That's
it.
how
I'm
that's
in
how
my
I was
Eminem
with the Nas song when he was like Jesus died at age 33. The
one
33
mic.
shots for 20 socks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
that was
1 month,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, mine is my shit.
that part. That's what I was like. But yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to just brush back on it. That's all I gotta say. That's
it's
it.
a classic. It's 20 years,
And
but that goes to show you, it's like it's past the test of time.
Oh no.
It's truly a classic. So yeah, definitely
Yeah,
check it out. It's,
'cause-
as far as
yeah.
West Coast rap and the
So
new
20 years on that. That's what's
The
up.
whole qualifications for classics is definitely the lifespan of it.
great singles,
is
great
on
beats,
there.
great features.
Yeah,
Jay Z wrote the verse. It was a story that was on there on that Still Dre song about Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre were talking about how they were gonna have the next episode as the single, but Jimmy Iovine was not cool with that. He told a funny story about how he overreacted about wanting it. He's like, "Yo, we need something else. We need something else." Then just so happens Jay Z wrote Dre's part to Still Dre, and that
Yeah.
ended up being the fucking banger that it is.
Oh wow.
And you can tell when you listen to Still Dre, like if you listen to Jay-Z a lot, you can see the hints of Jay-Z in
No, you
it.
definitely can.
You can hear it. And it
Yeah.
just sounds like pretty much that, yeah, it was a Jay verse that Dre wrote, that Dre spit on.
Yeah.
Dre's really good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's done it for Eminem. I'm pretty sure that, Forgot About Dre song,
Yeah.
and wrote that shit.
There's a list of writers I forgot, but
There
I
you
know,
go.
yeah. Because, Dre's good at that where he can have people write for him and he'll still sound like himself. But you can also, if you're a real music head, you can hear the influences. Like, okay, that's definitely,
Yeah.
So,
I can never do that with R&B because it's tough for me to find someone's writing style, R&B. Like, I didn't know Neo wrote stuff for Beyonce. And anything that he did. So I
R&B's
could never
all
tell.
different.
R&B
I
is
could
hard.
tell.
You can tell when someone's writing. Well, that's fucking dope because I could never
Yeah.
tell.
I could tell. I could tell when about the whole Her song Focus. I knew that one of the guys that I used to perform with wrote it, and it was
Okay.
crazy because his first album was Feeling in My Heart, and it was a song called Feeling in My Heart, and the lyrics that he used on it, and the influence of the beat. So it was the same vibe.
Okay.
Simple, simplicity on lyrics, let the beat influence, same vibe.
Word.
And so that's how I got from that. And it's always the same word. It's never like So I was like, this sounds like a Justin Love song. Like, what's going on?
Shout out to Justin Love.
That's crazy.
And ended up being...
And he actually wrote them.
Yeah.
Yeah, writing credits on it.
And he's written songs like that for sure. Like, feeling in my heart that...
Yeah,
and
he's
it's just
super
like,
dope. I like,
can't get away.
I found him on, like, in high school. He's super dope.
I can't believe I performed with this guy. Like, it's crazy.
And you never know, yeah.
You just
my
never
boy from
know.
school is his, like, piano man. Or no, drummer. I think he does both. Wait. Anybody want to say anymore?
Oh, no. I was going to say, for, like, another song, like, the Ape Shit, I didn't know Migos wrote Beyonce's verse on the Ape Shit track.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But when I heard it, I was like, oh, well, it makes sense. But then again, I'm like, well, everybody raps like this now. So how can you even tell? But then when they said Migos did, I'm like, well, yeah, you might as well have the originators of that fucking style.
Yeah.
Be the ones that write Beyonce shit.
Yeah.
Ended up being pretty dope. So, yeah, mad credit to them. At the time,
sure.
I wouldn't have known. But, yeah, she sounded just like one of the Migos. So, yeah.
Sure.
Sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't.
And speaking of songwriters, so this year, well, for next year, Outkast, Mariah Carey, and the Neptunes have been nominated for 2020 Songwriters Hall of Fame.
That's what's up.
And if chosen, they will follow hip-hop honorees Jay-Z, Jermaine Dupri, and Missy Elliott.
Okay,
Yo,
shout out.
Missy Elliott already, man. I could see, for sure, Outkast getting it. Just off of, having a diamond album.
Yeah.
Not many hip-hop artists have that, I think. I don't even know if any, besides them.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Eminem? That went diamond? Sold 10 million?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Did.
In the U.S.?
Definitely did.
Where album went diamond. But yeah, Love Below and Speaker Box. That was the album we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them just going off of that. And then what were the other names? I'm sorry. Mariah Carey?
Mariah Carey.
You got to give it to Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
If anything, she gets it before Outkast.
I was just going to say that too.
I think all three. Yeah, and in my ranking, I think Mariah, Outkast, and that. Damn, I don't want to rank. Never mind.
But here's my thing. I don't know what Mariah wrote. Because I know Mariah's an R&B singer.
Yeah, but we don't know what she exactly wrote and what she exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So, but they're just going off of what song she wrote. So what did she write that was a hit? That's what I want to know. Like, was her first songs that came out, or did she just did she write Honey, and like the other ones that people don't care about? Like
she,
because there's a lot of good ones.
What she did, like not majority of her career, but for the beginning, she was always like a background or a part of a group but never named, or you can hear her vocals and a lot of old school tracks, like this one with Babyface. There's one with that's her actual song, but that was when she was Mariah
that one
Carey.
is actually like a song that she wrote.
That's what I'm saying, we don't know.
No, that's Butterfly, like that's her shit. I'm talking about before she was even known, she was always like background vocals. So she's been in the scene for so long that she probably did write some hot shit. I don't really, when you think Mariah Carey, you don't think about her writing. Fucking hate Juan.
It's alright.
But,
who's laughing with him?
Writing credits. Let me see. I'm checking it out right now. But no, she's been doing this for a fucking hot ass minute.
Alright, so and the Neptunes, I don't know what they wrote or they produced, but I don't know if that counts as writing. I know just their album stuff is great. So for me, I mean, Mariah Carey deserves it before anybody else.
This is about 120 songs, so I'm not going to go through it.
Alright, so she's definitely got a career.
Oh wow.
Definitely deserves it.
I just put the phone down.
No, Mariah Carey's a legend, icon. She deserves it. You know what I mean? Outkast too, and the Neptunes as well. As much work as they put in, and Pharrell's history in the music industry. Him alone.
Fucking alone.
Well, I mean, producing wise, but as far as like NERD, if it's the Neptunes or NERD with their music.
All together, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they've had classic albums per se. If you ask like the music industry.
But they've been behind.
A lot of hits. So I don't know what. I gotta see what the Neptunes actually wrote instead of just produced, or if it's the same category.
Yeah, same.
So I think
it's songwriting and not producing.
So the three of us is probably unanimous that Outkast
or Mariah.
No, Mariah should get it before.
I think Mariah.
Yeah,
because they're nominated. Mariah just.
I was gonna say Mariah.
I mean, just by seniority, but she's been in the game longer, and she's still kind of kicking. I don't know what she's doing.
She had more collabs.
But I really like
more number ones.
Outkast.
But I don't know if she had a diamond album. But then again, you never know, bro. See, maybe she did. Diamond single,
Mariah?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think so. Let me see. I definitely think
But for
so.
hip hop, it's so much harder. That's why you gotta give it to Outkast just to go 10 million in the U.S.
Yeah, Mariah's definitely pop. So I don't think a diamond.
All those songs that were on those albums, Roses, Hey Ya,
and they still play to this day. Caroline,
The Way You Move.
Music Box, Daydream, and the Emancipation of Mimi.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
that's a lot.
That's a lot. Emancipation of Mimi was a big fucking album.
Music Box was Certified Diamond, yeah. And let me see.
Music Box.
Hmm?
I don't remember when
That's
it came out.
the old joint.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, that was her old joint.
Alright.
But anyway, go ahead, my bad.
No, that was it. So I
Yeah,
think that Mariah Carey gets it before anybody else.
yeah, I think we pretty much nipped that right there.
Alright, moving on from that. That's what's up though. Shout out to them. Hopefully they all get it. But if anybody before anybody, Mariah.
I mean, do you guys want to get into sports?
We can do it real quick.
Yeah, just real quick.
it's
Let's
just-
not like sit on it.
This
man.
was the night during
My
Check
bad.
It.
Excuse me.
No,
Well, no. Before we
What?
can still stay with music. We can talk about Jay-Z. We can still stay
well, that
with
goes
music.
into sports shit.
Exactly. That's how I'm segueing.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So according to the Bleacher Report and Dan Patrick, Jay-Z reportedly pressured Roger. I never know how to say his last name.
Roger Goodell.
Goodell, whatever his fucking name is, to set up a Colin cat workout because he took a reputational bullet for the commissioner when their partnership was announced, and he definitely did.
Putting my rep on the line for you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're not gonna help my guy Colin? You're trying out here?
You don't know Kaepernick?
Kaepernick? I'm Hova, nigga. Get out of here. It's the Rock, nigga.
You're not gonna do this shit?
You gonna do this
Yeah.
shit? Come on, nigga.
No, I can definitely-
Don't get take over.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I can see that happening.
Not in that way. Jay-Z would never.
I don't know, man. I mean,
He knows how to play white people. He would never do that.
as of us recording right now, the trial probably already is finished.
Yeah, I haven't
I haven't
read any
checked to
news
see
about
if it went good or not. There's apparently 11 teams that were scheduled to appear to check him out on his workouts,
Oh, wow.
in hopes of him getting a contract for next year. Too late for him to play this year and be on the roster.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal because he might come back to the league because a lot of people have said like, yo, there's so many quarterbacks right now that couldn't touch this nigga, and it's a fucking mind-boggling how they have jobs and this guy doesn't. All because he didn't want to stand for the national anthem.
Right.
Something as small as that.
Right.
You know?
I think they all came to their
And
senses.
he's now been away from the league for about 3 seasons, 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So he's had 3 years to like heal his body. He's been training every day apparently.
Yeah, he
Still
said,
doing drills.
I can't find the quote.
Still warming up, still making throws. So he's ready to go.
Yeah.
So this trial, if anything, is just going to show people he's still in shape. He can still throw a ball. He can still run like a motherfucker. And best of all, he's not hurt. So he's gotten a little
That's
older,
what's
but his
up.
body hasn't taken any hits. So the wear and tear is still like light, minimal for 3 years. And that's big, especially at his age right now.
So what did Hope do in order for him to get back? Like,
Apparently we didn't know what Hov was doing. I think we talked about this like on our first episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jay-Z was
the cover is them two.
the cover is them two
shaking
shaking hands. Where Jay-Z was not going to be a part of the NFL, but he was just going to be on the Super Bowl halftime show,
hands. Yeah.
and that's how he
And he
ended
was
up
going to
getting.
dictate the music and stuff like
And we all know
that.
what happened there.
I
We
know
got
that.
Shakira
But
and
I'm saying, do you guys know the deets on what he did in order for him to get him back?
Nah, that's
No,
what I'm
but
saying.
that's
We're
part of
assuming
it.
that's part of it.
That's
So
part of it.
we're assuming that he threw himself in there and be like, "Yo, my man, I took a bullet for you, just connecting with you, saying like, yo, we
Yeah.
cool now. So you got to throw me a bone here."
Even in that press, even in like before that picture, that's our episode number 1.
Yeah.
Audio Max are everywhere.
Yeah.
That cover of them, or like that's outside, I believe, and that's after the press, and they're like smiling and shit like that. In the conference room, it was not like people were like, "Oh, fuck, what was it?" We talked about it in the first episode. So I'm like, would you take a knee and whatever? And Jay-Z's like, you gotta move past this. When are we done with this? Like, this is over.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You gotta move past this.
Yeah, but that right there was him saying that he was already going to start making moves.
No, but that, yeah, and then that's why he brought it up. It's like, he's been trying to do it since before. So he got this deal. This is it. And he's not somebody who announces his moves. He makes moves and he doesn't tell people. So everybody's speculating, like, even Colin's girl, Nessa, talking hella shit to her about Jay. Like, look what you fucking did. Well, she didn't say that, but like that's the energy. Like, look what you did. The like you're what is it called? you're playing us out type of thing. There's a lot of, like, I read comments about that, like, oh, Jay-Z's a sellout, this and that, and that's his point. It's like, I put my career on the line, my reputation on the line for my people, to do this.
Yeah, because Jay-Z
you have to come up with, like,
billionaire businessman who only makes great decisions. He would, and he's all about black empowerment, black ownership. So for him to get with the owner or the commissioner of the NFL, which is, pretty much seen by a lot of people as like modern day slavery in a way. Like everything from like when they do these drafts and these camps, training camps and like tryouts and stuff, combines, they have like the image of black men being looked at by a bunch of white men in order to purchase them. To do services for them.
I'm aware of that.
No, I'm just breaking it down for everybody else. It's like, this is what it comes down to. It's like, so it's already seen that way. So for Jay to be in that position, like, yo, you gotta throw me a bone. Like, the guy that's been causing all this stuff and making all this noise, he deserves a spot back here. So that's the least you can do for me.
Yeah, and he's been like super quiet about it because he's not. I think he made a comment. I just don't remember what it was. I'm not sure. Right. But it was pretty much like, this entire time, and then even recently somebody was like, you see, like, black man can't do this shit for another black man without being called a sellout, because that's what everybody was calling Hov. Like, you're a fucking sellout, what are you doing, you're leaving him behind, when that nobody knows this man's plans. Like, nobody could like predict what's gonna happen. So his I just don't like the fact that it's like he has a solo workout. He's pretty much, how did I call it before? It's kind of like a dance monkey dance. Like, okay, put on a show for us. Let's see how fast you can run. Like, I get it. I know for football players, I know it's like you gotta show them, like, all right, how fast can you run? How far you can throw? How hard can you push? That I know, but it's just with Cap, I don't know, I'm getting the feeling that in some sort of, it's like, all right, we're gonna push you, and he's been waiting for this, because he was like, I haven't stopped training. Just because I wasn't playing doesn't mean I haven't stopped training. I'm ready for this. So it's still, because I'm sure he gets the feeling too, like they just want to see me dance, kind of thing. But 11 teams, and this is gonna be for 2020. So
we'll see what happens, man. Apparently, my team, the Jets,
is
gonna be one of the teams watching. So you never know. You might see
Cap.
I
was waiting for you to bring it up.
Yo, son,
are we gonna
talk
talk about
right now?
Are we gonna talk about it?
No, we're gonna talk about that game. I'm talking about just the Jets. But if Colin Kaepernick is a Jet in 2020, I am gonna be buying that jersey for sure. But that might be. A lot of people are going to be buying Jets jerseys who hate the Jets, but they just love Colin Kaepernick. But, man, I could see New York being a destination for him and him taking that over. And imagine if they start winning games. Brady's out because he just retires, and now Colin Kaepernick is riding through the AFC East.
I'm really trying to be nice.
Winning the MetLife Bowl. During preseason, taking down the Giants and Danny Dimes. How dare you say that? It is Jet Stadium. It's always been. Super Bowl 3, nigga. Super Bowl 3, nigga.
Yeah, your teams share a stadium, okay? Let's just call it for what it is.
No, let's get it straight.
Saying, before it was MetLife, it was Giant Stadium.
Super Bowl 3 was the greatest Super Bowl of all time. Greatest Super Bowl of all time.
If anybody has not noticed, I'm a Giants fan.
If anybody's not noticed, I'm a Jets fan. And Super Bowl 3 is the best goddamn Super Bowl of all goddamn time.
Out of here.
This nigga guaranteed a win, bro. Who guarantees wins anymore? Joe Namath did. That's who.
Okay. Speaking real highly.
That's a
The most
throwback.
interesting person. He was the quarterback.
I know.
He guaranteed a win. He was interviewing him in his little beach chair, relaxing during Super Bowl weekend. And like, hey, what do you think, Joe?
So long ago.
Hey, Joe, what do you think's going to be the score for the game?
I guarantee we're going to win.
So long ago,
yeah, that's how they asked him.
What do you think's going to be the scoreboard, huh? You and the Jets got a chance against the Colts? Yeah, very severely outmatched.
Oh shit, I cannot.
And then he guaranteed the win. And what happened? The motherfucker won the game. Leaving the goddamn stadium with his finger in the air. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. Even though I wasn't even a thought.
I know.
I wasn't even a thought.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, alright, that's a throwback. Nigga, you weren't even live.
I wasn't even I was swimming in my dad's sack. And
I can't.
With a twinkle in his eye.
Pause. But yeah, man, look. Point is, It'd be dope to see him, and that'll be the first time that people are cheering that much for the Jets. You get the whole league, the whole hip hop community behind the Jets. Woo! Woo! That'll be some shit. Ooh, boy.
On to more news on NFL, right?
Yeah.
I love the way you just segued.
Get
us out of here. No, okay, I see you trying to segue.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry,
we can keep going.
It's all right.
I was about to get into my shit talking bag.
It's all right.
Val saved you.
All right, so on Thursday night,
you
were check it. There was a Thursday night football game between the Steelers and the Browns.
Yeah.
Cleveland and Pittsburgh. And what was dude's name?
For the Browns, Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett. I don't know his first name.
I forgot to put his first name.
Homeboy was man. There's a lot of stuff going on with this, man. But there was a scene pretty much around the end of the game where the defensive player from the Browns was taunted by the quarterback, ended up grabbing the quarterback, ripping the dude's helmet off, and then hit him with the helmet. Myles Garrett. Yeah. And then proceeded to hit the guy with the helmet. Hit him once, one good shot though, hit him in the face. And then was pretty much jumped by the rest of the Steelers players. Stomped on and shit.
Yeah,
got stopped immediately.
So after check-in, we went to the greenhouse with the STTP crew and minus
this was after I left.
And yeah.
After I left, yeah.
It was after you left. That's when we got the news for it, because Guest was like, "Oh shit, look at this!" Like he found the pictures, I think. And then was it him or Villa? I forgot who it was. One of the guys.
Yeah.
And then we were just showing. I was like, "Nah, I gotta see this in video. I gotta see this video." So I went on YouTube. Bro, that shit looked fucking crazy.
Wow.
Garrett getting stopped, like, because Rudolph just puts his hands up. He's like, nah, like,
Rudolph
I'm not
the
gonna
do
it. Yeah, the one that had his helmet taken off. And then all of a sudden you see Garrett just getting stomped out by some Steelers. That's
wild, man.
Yeah.
So Garrett is suspended.
You seen the video yet, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Dude is suspended indefinitely for the rest of the season, and a few other players have gotten like a couple game suspensions.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is some shit off the NFL Blitz.
If
you ever played those arcade NFL style games, this is a move straight out of there. Very dangerous, especially with the whole NFL being so conscious about head and brain injuries. Someone getting hit on the head with a helmet is a no.
Even getting yanked off. So what do you think do you think the Steelers might get into the playoffs?
With that?
That would really...
No,
but I'm saying because I don't even know their record.
I don't know the record either. I wasn't even thinking about that, but just as far as that
he's
goes...
He's suspended for playoffs, too. If they get into playoffs, he's suspended for playoffs.
Oh, yeah, but that's the Browns. Browns ain't making it anyways.
No. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about Steelers. Never mind.
Okay, no.
Oh, the Browns ain't making
it anyways. They're not doing shit this year.
Yeah.
I know that much. I don't know about Steelers, but yeah, unfortunate situation. Shouldn't have happened. Temper gets the best of you. And we also don't know what the fuck the quarterback was saying to dude when they were on the ground before he stood up.
I'm telling you, something happened.
Something must have went up. If anything, dude called him a nigga.
Yeah,
I'm saying right there, or said something racist, and because don't get it twisted. This is what people seem to forget. The dude that ripped the helmet off the guy, his team was winning. It was like the last minute of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's what I was confused about. I just didn't understand that.
Pittsburgh had the ball, and they was just trying to, catch up and score. So they was trying to hurry. And for whatever reason, they got locked up. And then in between that lockup, things must have been said, or maybe the quarterback tried to punch this nigga or push him away and did something to piss dude off, ripped his helmet off. So yeah, we can go and say, dude is wrong for that, and it's Bush League, and it's blah blah blah, but
you don't know
dude
what
was probably it was probably instigated.
Yeah, you don't know what was going on.
No, for sure, and he's never gonna say if anything was said.
Yeah, he's not gonna say.
Because that's the NFL, and we just don't. It's a little brotherhood shit. Yeah, you never say anything.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
You never say anything. He just Garrett made the a comment like, my actions were foolish type of thing. But he's never gonna say, oh, he said this about me, because you can't expect to go into the locker room or whenever you're allowed to, and be looked at as your other team members, where they're gonna be like, oh, okay, like it's cool, or they can easily be like, well, why you snitch on him? You can easily snitch on me. Or if he gets traded, it's one of those things too. Easily snitched.
Right.
So it's just one of those things that sucks.
Yeah. All right, moving on from that, man.
Yeah.
And that was our sports take.
Yeah.
Thanks, Val.
Thank you for letting us do that.
You're welcome.
I've been kind of holding off. When the Giants won, I was just like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Fuck out of here with your Giants, bro.
Fuck you.
Fuck out of here.
No, listen. They're losers. I understand that. I'm okay. But if they win, I want to brag.
You know what my Jets are? Winners.
Okay.
Bowl 3.
For this season.
Super Bowl 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And we
sure.
won the season 2.
So long ago.
We did so much better.
It's
Listen, can you get us out of this?
No, I'm trying. I don't know what's the next topic here. I don't have
sorry.
any points.
My God.
Let me see. Let's check on time. I mean,
No,
we're at 140 right now.
We do.
Do you guys want to
really.
do the albums?
We can talk about next week and get more into detail. But Tory Lanez just dropped Chicks Tape 5,
Yeah.
which was pretty dope.
The Jerry Sprunger.
Yeah, shit with T-Pain is dope. Can't imagine he's making any money at all off of this, but you know what? It's a mixtape series. He can still make money off touring if he can even do that. Getting all those people in one room seems pretty tough to do. But I'm sure he can do like a festival. That too, or he can do like a festival date and just bring everybody at once and bring all those people in. Because I can't see a tour being done off that, but I could see a one night only festival with all those artists coming in and doing their songs off of Chicks Tape 5.
Yeah.
So very dope. Came out last week. We didn't discuss it. West Side Gun. Hitler Wears Hermes 7. Fucking amazing. That dude continues to impress me. And he's not your typical bar rapper, but the dude just has an energy to him and a vibe. And when he does spit his lyrics, it's just his voice. Everything is just amazing. And I fucking love it.
I think for people in our area, like the hip hop heads around here, like North Jersey, New York, West Side is just one of those that gives you that homey feeling where it's just like, yes.
It's New York. It's New York, right?
Yeah, so you just kind of feel like as soon as you play it, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like you're instantly like transported. He reminds me of somebody and I still can't think of who. Like somebody old school.
Right.
Before his time. But he's just one of those.
Yeah.
It's fucking
So
awesome. Davies dropped it.
Davies dropped this shit too.
Sophomore, that shit is fire.
I don't know if we talked about it before, but Gangstar dropped their album as well.
Oh no, we didn't get to that.
So
we missed
Gangstar
that
awesome.
one last week.
Dope. Everything we expected it to be. Guru sounds like he's
Name
recording in
shit.
2019, which is fucking wild. Bad Name, which played a bunch of times. They've already got a video out for it, I think, with Guru's son. On top of the other video, Family Loyalty with J. Cole. So that Gangstar's still alive and well in 2019. Yeah, man. And what else? I don't know if there's any new albums. Styles P dropped the album too. Very quiet about it.
That one was that
on Twitter.
From yesterday?
Yeah, it came out this past week. Yeah, so he dropped the album as well.
Emotional Oranges.
I was just about to say Emotional Oranges. What the fuck? Yeah. Emotional Oranges. Juice, Volume 2.
Yeah,
Juice. That's dope.
I love that whole concept.
And our boy,
it's so cute.
Our boy Guest Music.
Yeah.
Another Guest shout out. He just did a remix to one of the songs on Juice.
Oh yeah.
On Volume 2. I forget which one, but shout out to him.
Yes, he did.
Damn, I was gonna write it down and I didn't. I have it in my notes. But also Jacquees fucking dropped an album, King of R&B.
King of R&B, that's right.
That's very very spicy and very ambitious.
Yeah. Val reminded us saying that he is not the king of R&B.
No, he's not. No.
But I get it. Marketing wise, it's good to say that. I guess people like to hear that. The shock value, right?
Yeah, and I forgot, I was telling you earlier, I forgot who it was. I seen some tweet flowing around where they were like, there's nobody as of right now fit to be R&B king. Like, no.
Nah, it's hard.
It takes a lot.
There's so many levels.
Honestly, I would tell you right now, had it not been for all the bullshit surrounding him and, some of the content in his songs, you can't say that R. Kelly wouldn't be considered the king of R&B. Had it not been for all that shit going on,
Yeah.
he would be considered the king of R&B.
No, he would.
He would.
But
the fact that he's into all this shit and all the what
No.
if he wasn't with all this shit, if all that stuff wasn't going on, you think he wouldn't be considered? All the hits he's dropped, you think he wouldn't be considered the king of R&B?
And the
over
hits he's
Usher,
behind?
over Omarion,
he's also older than
because mind you, Michael Jackson.
If you're looking at
Michael
the
Jackson and Prince are
streams,
dead.
if you're looking at all of those people and the fact that they're not alive, then yeah.
Yeah, because you got
you have to go by generation.
The Prince and Michael Jackson are dead.
Yeah,
So-
and Michael was more pop. He's
Usher
pop.
doesn't have that many hits, even though he's still dope. But R. Kelly,
I just feel like the only reason why he would be considered that is because some of his music that he came out with, beginning wise, is everywhere. Is in gospel, is in more than the.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but that's because he branches out, and we're not counting what's gospel.
Because because me counting that. I know. I'm just saying, like, just me counting that into factor. It's like, I don't know if that's fair. I don't know.
No, it's fine. So who would you say is the king of R&B then, or closest to it?
I just don't think that there was ever. I'm sorry.
Who would you consider as the top?
Ever?
If there was a ranking system.
Dead or alive?
ranking system.
Dead or alive,
Who gets the ranking
right now.
You're making a
Right
list.
now.
Are you making a list?
I'm sorry, I just don't really know of anybody that has fit that title yet, and I'm not gonna put R. Kelly.
Not this generation.
All right, but not the title. But who do you think's the best? Who's the best male R&B artist?
I don't necessarily have one.
Okay.
But if you want to go on to music-wise and traditional and music industry-wise and streams and which one has more recorded or which one has more of the records or which one has more of the plaques or the platinums or whatever, or which one's more sang about not just in arenas but in churches, that it would be included with some of R. Kelly's music because he's also done productions and musicals that are written and that he has credits for. So it's on a whole nother level. It's different.
So who's number one?
I just told you guys I don't necessarily have one, and I don't think I could ever put one on there. Fair enough, yeah. I mean,
I'm not pushing her.
To me, the only one that considered that would be somebody of that sort right now, and that's female-wise, that's Layla Hathaway. And that's because Layla Hathaway can do a double tone.
I see. Layla Hathaway number one R&B artist.
Because of her vocal ability I'm not looking at music industry-wise. I'm not looking at her numbers. I'm just looking at who I feel should be given that title.
Yeah. So the way when I...
You know what I mean? I don't look at it as that. Go ahead.
So when I see who's number one, I don't care about plaques, none of that. I'm just saying how the songwriting ability, like, because when you're in R&B, I think that also plays too. It's not pop.
The quality of the music.
I think it's the quality. I'm not pushing. I think she's fucking fire. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about in that generation and that realm, because the next generation would be like you're Genuine, you're I don't know. I mean Tank. I guess.
Yeah, but I'm not even looking at it in generations either. I'm just saying in general in ability. But go ahead.
Overall.
So that's
yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Overall, I personally couldn't do overall because to me it's like, well, that's not fair because it's two different eras where that wouldn't be applied to now, even though lifespan for classics is that's a category for classics.
R. Kelly for me was alive as far as like overall time, no matter what, regardless of history and shit you've done, it's a tie between Michael Jackson and Prince.
Yeah. And but then there's also the argument: it's too pop? Is it pop?
Yes.
Because to me, that's not.
So it's not R&B. Okay.
There's the R&B, then there's pop. I can see where it's R&B. I can see where it's pop, but that's always been the argument
same thing
with
Layla Hathaway too. You could argue if her music's really R&B because some of it is very jazz influenced and soul. Yeah. So, but I just respect her vocal ability. This bitch can double tone. That means she can do two voices in one. Yeah. Like, honey, I'm sorry, you don't see any other bitch doing that right now. Not even Shaka Khan. So I'm just saying, like, as that, I just respect her as a fellow singer, and I'm like, for that, I give you the flowers and the awards and all that. But industry-wise and all that, she doesn't get that recognition, and you don't see her music being sung about in different areas and different dynamics, different cultures. But that's what I'm saying. Then you could have that R. Kelly right now, who hit majority of us in the year 2000s to the 1990s, and that's why he had a one-up on him. That's what I feel. So we give him a title just because he has those recognitions and those, like, whatever. No, I'm sorry.
R. Kelly?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah, I Believe I Can Fly has been in almost everybody's graduation that time. Yeah. And it also has been in churches. Yeah. Like, that shit was branching off like crazy. So like wildfire.
To me, that's what, it's not about the accolades. It's not about awards. It's not about any of that. It's the range. It's who you have an effect on. It's who you can... he was able to do, and I don't want to keep talking him up because he's a piece of shit, piece of fucking Chihuahua dog shit, the worst of kind. Fucking laptop always scares me. Sorry, and nobody heard that who's listening to this podcast. Sorry, but anyway, I don't want to keep talking him up. But if he, despite all of that, if none of that were to, was true, then I would give it to him because he was. The songwriting abilities, he was able to be behind so many people.
Yeah, he was. I give him that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, he would have been it because of all of that. Not that he had hit records. I mean, I guess it's part of that, but not the awards. I don't care about the awards. It's the fact that the song was a hit because you heard it everywhere. You heard it in churches, you heard it in graduations, you heard it at fucking weddings, you heard it at reunions. So to me, that's what make it. And then I forgot somebody in the industry, I don't know if it was an artist or not, but somebody had tweeted like, as of right now, there is none. Because if you think about as of right now, there was the R. Kelly kind of thing. Right. Then you had like the Genuines, the Tyrese, the Joe. Then now you ain't got nobody. I don't think so. You got Jacquees by himself.
I think
someone take that over.
There's some people.
There's more female R&B than male R&B for sure right now.
So there's really no king. You can't really be a king when you're surrounded.
No. A lot of princes.
Exactly. There's a shit ton of queens. Not a lot of shit ton of queens and princes. That's all you got. And Jacquees trying to be a king when he a child. Cool. That scared the fuck out of me just now.
Right. So on that, we can leave it at that. Yo, what we didn't give our streaming platforms out. We didn't shout them out. But you can check Lyrical Fix Pod
shout that shit out
at the top. That's I'd be on that more. So you can check us on Anchor, and Audio Mac, and Apple, and Spotify, and YouTube. Check us out at the Lyrical Fix Pod. That's TheLyricalFixPod on Instagram. The Lyrical Fix Pod. Yeah, man, make sure to rate, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good shit. We're trying to look big out in these podcast streets. Email us at thelyricalfixpod@gmail.
Yeah, at gmail.com. If you want to, share any topics with us, any stories with us you want us to talk about on the podcast, and what else, Val?
Oh yeah, no, just any thoughts, anything that you guys want to talk about, anything that stood out to you guys throughout the week, anything that you guys feel that's been weighing heavy on y'all. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we would love to hear any inputs on that, as well as reviews.
We will shout you out if you'd like.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
shout
you out.
Let us know. Keep it anonymous.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Definitely. We definitely want to share everybody's voices.
We want to make sure everybody gets heard. Everybody gets a chance out here. It's all inclusive. We do not discriminate for any reason at all. That said, again, my name is Kid Pro.
Sade.
And Val.
And we are the Lyrical Fix. Check y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Peace. That back and forth,
The intro could be there,
and then just go right back. Why don't we just film it right away and be like, okay, and then just go right into it, and then that'll be the intro.
All right, that's clear. I'm cool with that.
Just have that conversation be in black and white.
All right. I'm with that.
Right away, I snatch the mic away. Hear the shit, my mind is spray and catch a balance straight from a mile away. And when that energy enters me, I'm a different breed, killing all the inner peace of my visible enemies. Melodic soliloquy, poetic ministry, it's a written piece. Beauty dystopia, taste a bittersweet. Grip and squeeze, hit police, niggas thinking he's sick indeed. Nigga, please see what they did to we individually. My shit is far above your simplistic thoughts. When I'm spitting these bars, niggas won't listen at all. The recipient of reoccurring intrinsic rewards if I perform for many crowns and they didn't applaud. My dawn status, Perry and tall glasses, honeys with long lashes, covered in soft fabric, balling like March Madness. Please applaud rappers with bald patterns that's cleverly written with smart tactics. It's captivating, raps abrasive, that's amazing, magic making, black invasion, aggravating, magination, cracking Satan back to basics, crafting a classic in the making. You don't want no smoke, all of y'all can get it like the Oprah show. It's real music in the garden, we the best in sight. No cap like Ronin Sexy Night. And with these contract killings, I get a certain advantage. Hit up my connected and list the perfect assailant.
Yo.
Hey, yo, man. You just heard that shit?
I'm trying to hit none of that rapidy rap shit, bro.
What the fuck? My boy just went off. You didn't hear that shit, man? Wake your ass up, boy.
When they say the shit's a movie, it don't ever move me. More than usually just some shit by drugs and a couple groupies. Y'all ain't smashing floozies and custom Louis jacuzzis, waving gold-plated Gucci Uzis. Y'all niggas fucking coochie. Man, y'all could never be as hot as me. Wake up from that dream, y'all niggas owing me apologies. Rap Socrates, you gon' never find a smarter one. I'm sick as killing sharks up in the ocean with a water gun. The most ferocious flow, explosive at the highest voltage. Had the competition comatose off of just a dosage. Beautiful symphony of murder that your boy composed. flows and y'all a third grade recital. This here, magnum opus. Hold up, leave them hopeless, homeless and holeless. And never squash the beef, see I'm too obsessive, compulsive. Cause even blind niggas see I ain't losing my focus. Tell these haters sucker scrotum, stay at top of the totem. Grumpy curmudgeon, fuck being lit. I stay washed, this rapper genocide. I'm Mussolini mixed with Adolf, mixed with Attila the Hun. Killing rappers for fun, sit back, witness and marvel. Y'all niggas sharp as a marble. See what I illustrate proves that I'm in a different space. Stand on state of mind, if I'm snapping, you gonna disintegrate. And try to intimidate, you better hit the brakes. This food for thought gonna be the illest shit your bitch gonna ever taste. Ha!
Popped out, like, all my friends are what? I'm like, I have to come here and find out. All my friends are spirits, animals. Yeah. That's kind of dope.
And they spelled animals wrong. That's the best.
I was looking, I was like, I was gonna say animals. Yeah,